Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first ever Mystic Talks live Q&A. See, about 10 of y'all queued up here. Hopefully, y'all have had an absolutely wonderful Sunday. My moderators are just finishing up a few background things here. We'll flip between a couple of screens here. I've got this one, and then I've just got my Discord. You can see there's a bunch of folks in there. Got a great moderation team here to hang out with me. I did want to first give a shout out to a handful of people. First and foremost, the people who have financially contributed to my channel. Statui, obviously, Statui has donated I think he's into the thousands, which I don't even know how to process that information. It's just a phenomenally generous thing to do. I've also got Ben Joseph there in the chat, Andy, Oxide, Patrick, Justin, and Piero have all donated to me, and your guys' generosity certainly does not go unseen. Thank you guys very much for being generous enough to provide real-life money to me. I really do appreciate it. And then a big shout-out to my moderators, Andy, Sydney, Milos, Sean, Mike, Michael, Ben, Ramon, Kyle, and John. You guys are fantastic moderators. You've been with me from freaking like 1 subscriber all the way to where we are now, which is we're on the 1,000 subscriber Q&A, by the way, and we've already hit 1,500 subscribers. So it's been quite a journey, which we'll get into discussing more and more here with the Q&A, which will be starting in just a moment or two. So they're still kind of organizing some questions for me. So we're gonna hop back into the Discord so everyone can hear everything. Just stand by 1 second for me. Alrighty, here we are with my moderators. Everybody is live on the air. Let's how about everyone says hello first and foremost to my beautiful wife Sydney. Say hello to the people.
Hello.
Andy.
Hello.
Sean.
Yo.
Kyle.
That wasn't hello.
How's it going?
Meat wash.
How goes it?
Make sure to wash your meat. Mike.
Wash it.
G'day.
And Michael, who I don't think is with us.
He's making food.
Okay.
I don't think you're getting anything through YouTube.
Dennis, you should zoom in on this spreadsheet when you are ready to get started if you wanted to pull it up. I don't know if you wanted to or not.
No, I'll just
Okay.
Oh, it's just
I'll just answer the questions. Right now, all the people are looking at
it's working.
good. Everything's good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was on mute
everything
and
seems
deaf
to
for
go
a while there. Okay, so let me see here. We lost Kyle, no biggie. What's going on, Ben? Ben King there in the chat. Pleasure to have you here, sir. So yeah, we're gonna start the Q&A in just a second. The way it's gonna work is I have taken everyone's questions. Nobody's question has gone unnoticed, and there are too goddamn many, but I'm gonna answer all of them. So my moderators have divided them up. They're gonna ask them to me. I'll answer them. I'll kind of probably flip between what you guys can see right now. You guys are just looking at the Discord, which shows nobody's face. It's just pictures. And I can switch it back over to my face cam so you guys can have the unfortunate pleasure of taking a look at my ugly ass face. So we'll switch between these as I answer questions. But we'll hop right into it. They have already kind of decided how they're going to ask. So I will let them start asking questions whenever they're ready. And I don't know who goes first.
That is going to be Kyle.
Is Kyle with us?
We think it's going to be Kyle.
Okay, maybe it's not Kyle.
Right now, hold on, I'm trying to fix it.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Here, Kyle, I will send these to you like this.
Somebody take it for me. My audio's doubled.
Yeah, we'll switch call then. I'll do it.
Alrighty, what do you got?
All right, what's your favorite food?
For food, that is easy. Steak and some good mashed potatoes, a little steamed broccoli. Is
How do you like your steak?
medium rare, and any other option should be a felony.
And your taters?
Mashed, preferably.
It's
Mashed?
muted on
Okay.
my end.
Everything looks good to be coming through. What do you mean it's muted?
Oh, sorry. Kyle said that he's hearing double, saying that if I'm watching your stream that he can hear it, but your stream is muted on my end.
Oh, gotcha.
I am
Okay.
still watching
Fine.
so I can see the chat,
Right.
but it's muted.
Okay.
Okay,
Alright.
so to specify for the steak, he does like steak and mashed potatoes. It does have to be cooked medium rare.
Mm-hmm.
If he can, but because I hate it, it's limited. If he can, he will always do like a side of broccolini,
Oh,
like how his
fuck yeah!
dad made it.
If y'all aren't familiar with broccolini, it's like broccoli, but it's like really long for some stupid reason. You throw that on a grill and you cover it in garlic butter. Fucking fantastic, dude.
Sounds really good.
It is. I'm not a big vegetable person, just because texture. The flavor's good, the texture's not good.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's weird, but
That's fine.
Yeah.
So, if you could have a lifetime supply of a cookie, what kind of cookie would it be?
so off camera, my wife has threatened to abuse me if I didn't say it's her snickerdoodles. Now, mind you, her fucking snickerdoodles are fantastic. However, at the courthouse that I work, we have a city attorney who, it seems like if she's not prosecuting cases, she's baking some of the best fucking cookies you've ever had. And it doesn't matter which ones. Any cookie she brings in is like top tier. But Sydney's secret Arkansas family recipe of snickerdoodles are... they do take number one. But Miss Shoebacks are right behind them.
Mm-hmm.
A close second, you'd say?
A close second, maybe not that close, okay? Because she's right in the next room over.
All right.
I mean, it's pretty close. So
Yeah, and I do see Mad Griffin up in the chat. How are
ship
you?
them to you guys. Since
Oh,
I have your address.
Absolutely.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
my energy drink came back, and now I have energy drink in my eyeball. It
Interesting.
burns.
So, what is your favorite restaurant to eat at?
Okay. Oh shoot, there are context for everyone watching. I didn't really do a lot of reviewing of the questions. I saw y'all ask questions, and then I had them organized. Favorite restaurant? I'm a huge fan. Well, hang
We
on.
can separate that question.
No, well, we could. In the spirit of time, maybe we can earmark it to come back to and discuss further. I'll say at face value, and to hell with anyone, Applebee's. I fucking love Applebee's. I don't care what anyone says. It's cheap. The food tastes pretty okay, and the margaritas are really cheap. So I can.
You know
get
what? I gotta
shithoused
agree
Applebee's.
on you. I have to agree with you on that. I went there a couple weeks back with my fiance, and it was actually pretty chuffed to bits.
You
It's
can get
not
a
bad.
giant bowl, like 2 handfuls worth of drink for $5.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Like
cheap.
they have I think it's a tipsy reindeer drink usually around the holidays. Dennis and I, when we go to Applebee's for Veterans Day, last year I had to drive, or I was supposed to drive, but didn't because I had 3 of those. The waiter had brought me my second one. And I asked him because he had forgotten my ranch for my French fries. Yes, I like dipping my French fries in ranch. He forgot my ranch, and by the time he got my ranch and came back, the second one was gone. So Dennis had to
Oh
drive.
boy.
Yeah, she downed that
I
son of a
gotta-
bitch real fast.
I gotta say something, guys. Is Tim Hortons not even on the list here?
I
What are we doing?
never even
No, we
heard
don't
of
have
it.
Tim Hortons here.
I had never heard of it until I
Ah.
met you guys and found out there was one in SLRP. I was like, oh, what the fuck is that thing?
That's funny.
Isn't Tim Hortons like a coffee place?
It is, but they have
Donut
food, and they
place,
actually have
yeah.
pretty. They have actually
Okay.
pretty.
I've had their
disgusting
coffee
food.
before.
Oh.
Out in Ohio, I think there's a couple Tim Hortons.
I think they do have some out there, yeah.
Yeah, and I was actually very pleased with the coffee, I must say.
That being said, Dennis, what's your favorite coffee stop or shop?
Ooh. Sheesh, you got me there. Because I'm a lame ass coffee drinker. Black coffee is my preference. Starbucks does do a great job with like the nitro cold brews are really good. But there is a place across from my office called Key Coffee, KI Coffee. They do really good coffees over there. It's like a Japanese based or Japanese style coffee. They do really good. But not my. I drink more energy drinks than coffee.
So, you like chocolate, milk, or dark?
Dark chocolate all the way. And I am a
Do
big
you have
fan
a
of chocolate.
specific percentage for
No.
dark chocolate? Because I know dark
don't.
chocolate's okay.
Yeah, dark. So just in general, like a general. How to put that? Just in general, dark chocolate is my preference over milk chocolate. Nothing
Okay.
fancy about it.
Yep.
Okay, I think Andy is next up on the list to ask you some questions. This is going to be more hobby based, so like your interests, just in general. Still under general questions. If Andy is here.
Cue the
Yeah, sorry.
Jeopardy
You want
song.
me to? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. You're next.
You want me to answer the hobby questions?
Yep,
Yeah,
you are
the-
hobby.
Want me to-
Yeah, we'll have you do
right.
blue.
Okay. So Dennis, how much have you spent on Legos total?
That number is probably in the tens of thousands. And I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna keep going up. I do have a
Okay.
lot of Legos, like a shit ton.
It's a hobby. That's what it's
The
about.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
So, pertaining to that question, any that you have, any that you don't have that you want?
Oh, absolutely. The Ultimate Collector Series Venator class Star Destroyer that just came out. So it's the Jedi Cruiser for all of my Star Wars fans. It is like a $650 set that I just haven't had the money to set aside for just yet.
Or the room. You don't have.
I don't have the room.
It.
The damn thing's like 4 feet freaking long. It's like it's taller than my wife. And as soon as I get the money and find the space, I'm gonna get that thing.
Hang on. I am 5'3". That is not.
I'm so glad I
You're
found my
not
sound
funny.
effects.
You're not funny.
All right.
Oh. Dennis, have you
Oh,
seen
geez.
the Taj Mahal?
I have seen the Taj Mahal set. It is beautiful.
That's one of my dream ones.
I am
Oh, yeah.
submitting a member
gorgeous.
complaint form right now as we speak.
All right, on to the next one.
I was just gonna say.
Two crickets humping.
All right. What was the most expensive Lego set you've purchased? I
Ooh,
think you pretty much
and
asked.
well, Sydney, correct me if I'm wrong. I guess the one I want is 650. I think the most expensive one we've done, Sydney got it for me for my birthday. I want to say it's the
It was not your birthday.
Was it not? I'm thinking the cantina.
It was your Marine Corps birthday.
Oh, is it a Marine Corps birthday gift? Okay. Lego Mos Eisley. So it had the whole Mos Eisley cantina. It had a couple of ships with it, a whole bunch of minifigures. Awesome freaking set. Got that son of a bitch built. Now it sits in my basement somewhere. I don't have the room for it. But I believe it's the most
I've
expensive
thought
one.
about getting a coffee table that's like a glass top to put Legos in for you. It would be really cool to have one that's like glass top and you have the Lego plates in there for you to do your Star Wars scenes, your battle scenes or whatever they're called.
Yeah, I do like to do that with all the Legos I have. A lot of them are Lego Clone Wars, like Star Wars, the Clone Wars related. So they, I build little scenes out of them, leave them displayed on different shelves. But
yeah, Here's something else. That's for sure.
You married me. It's your fault.
All right. You ready for the next one?
Go for it.
All right. So, what other hobbies do you have other than gaming?
Other than gaming, during the non-rainy months, I spend a lot of time on my motorcycle. Love riding the bike. Both City and I actually ride motorcycles now. I have a good assortment of firearms. I really enjoy shooting and messing with my firearms. And then obviously Lego building is a massive hobby of mine. Aside from that, that's about it. I mean, if I'm not gaming, I'm doing one of those things, or I'm plopped in the gym. I go to the gym a lot. Spend 5 to 6 days out of the week for 2 hours in the morning at the gym. I don't really consider that a hobby. It's a lifestyle to avoid getting freaking chonky, which I already am chonky, so not doing
Comes
too
with
great.
age, my friend.
It does. Yeah.
I do.
Oh, definitely comes with age. I agree with Milos.
I need to interrupt. We did have one question that was related to food in the chat that was missed. Swifty says, I'm sorry, I know this isn't what we're doing. This is what we are doing. If you have questions, please ask in the chat. I'm going to add them to a separate sheet and send them to Dennis. They're going to be the live chat questions. But he said, what the fuck is an orange Jello salad?
A war crime, I think.
Did someone say anything about an orange Jello salad?
First time I'm hearing about it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If that's something you think that's like an American thing, I think you're
I'm gonna
wrong.
Google it.
Oh God, gross.
Orange.
Oh, I can
Jello.
only imagine what's gonna pop
Oh,
up.
it is a thing. It's made with cottage cheese.
Oh,
Ew.
icky, gross, not okay.
Wait.
I was right. It's a fucking war crime.
Hold on.
So,
hold on. What is it called?
It is an orange Jello salad. He does not have a chest tattoo.
No. Sorry, Ben.
But an orange
Dude.
Jello salad is something that you have with pizza, I guess?
No.
Apparently. That's what you do.
Okay.
Orange
you
Jello
Google
salad
it,
looks delicious, though.
it doesn't look that great. It looks like grits, but orange.
Oh, what? No.
And, it's going to be gummy because Jello. But, yeah, you make it with powdered orange gelatin, so orange Jello, cottage cheese, mandarin orange slices, and 2 cups of Cool Whip or real whipped cream.
Cool Whip.
It doesn't seem okay.
Interesting.
No. So
My
that
stomach
was
couldn't handle it.
that was the one live question that I saw that I missed. So continue. I'm sorry. Andy, I think that was you.
I think it goes to Milos next, right?
Yeah, because Kyle still is having issues, so I'll just switch it off. So Dennis, how old were you when you had your first job, and what was your first job?
Oh, awesome story. My first job, I worked at a Dairy Queen. And I worked at that Dairy Queen for about 2 months before they said, get the fuck out, we don't want you anymore. I had to work at Dairy Queen because I backed into somebody's car, and my parents said, you need to pay the deductible and the insurance. I said, fuck. So I worked at a Dairy Queen for a couple months. The sadder part of my life is my mom has several physical disabilities, and I had to spend a lot of time helping her around the house when I was younger. And so I missed a lot of work. Like, I'd get home from school as a high schooler, and I'd have to help her out with certain things. And so there were days that my dad was still working and couldn't get home in time. Sorry, Dairy Queen, can't make it. Family comes first. And ultimately one day they called me in and said, all right, here's your check. And I said, oh, but I just got paid on Friday. It's like Sunday. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, okay, so the fuck? And they're like, that's your last check. And I said, are you firing me? Oh, yeah, we thought that was clear. No, just fucking say it like a grown-up. Thanks, kid. We don't want you anymore. Good God. So, yeah, that's the long answer to my first job. Dairy Queen, it sucked. They fired me. It is what it is.
You live and learn.
Yeah, absolutely.
So would you consider that the worst job you've ever had?
Yeah, I would say so. I've only had 4 total jobs in my life,
I have a
including
question.
the military and the job I currently have.
My follow-up question to that is, what is the shortest amount of time you've been in a job? And what was that job?
Fuck you. 4 hours. I got hired to work at a gun store. And I think they only hired me because I had applied for them like 7 different times. They just kept choosing someone else. I literally got in at 8 a.m. My lunch break came at noon. They called me into the office, handed me a check for like $60. And the manager just shakes my hand and he's like, "Thanks so much for coming in." I was like, "I'm sorry?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to work out." The only thing I had done was had time to literally at their instruction was follow this guy around, do what he says, go from there. Like, cool, that's all I did. And they were just like, cool, have a good day. So 4 fucking hours.
What was your favorite job other than a military job?
Where I work now. I've mentioned it several times, but I might have some different viewers in here. I currently work at a municipal court. The majority of what we deal with is traffic violations, so traffic tickets, and low-level misdemeanors, mostly DUIs, theft, things of that nature. I work as a court clerk, so my job is I'm the one that sits next to the judge, and when the judge says do this, I put the stuff in for the person. I facilitate court trials for traffic tickets, work the front counter, take payments from folks, do the mail, do emails, just for anything that happens at a court that isn't judicial in nature. I'm not a judge, right? I don't have a law degree. That's what I do. And so this is probably my favorite job. I mean, because I got fired from one and the other one lasted 4 hours. So,
side note for Dennis, there is a live questions tab in that document I shared to you.
Gotcha.
Please read those as you go along. I'm just going to copy and paste them so you don't miss them.
Okay. I am going to answer Mad Griffin's question real quick. I did not eat all the dilly bars on the way out, and I still frequent that Dairy Queen more often than I should. So, should have though. Should have. I guess
and
my severance.
The other question is this. Do you have an OnlyFans?
No, of course I don't have a freaking OnlyFans. What the hell is wrong with you people? Who asked that? I demand blood.
Ben Joseph asked if you're going to take your shirt off too.
Maybe later. Just for you. All right,
Andy, continue.
Alrighty. What are some of the things you hope to accomplish in the future?
Oh, Christ. Hey, what's your favorite kind of food? Hey, what are your life dreams? Thanks, guys. Great turn there. Accomplish in the future. Shit. Financial stability? Is that an answer?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, thank God. Financial fucking stability. We had built up a sizable savings, and then my stupid piece of shit Audi was like, hey, I need $3,000 worth of work. Good to go. And I was like, no, it's not good to go, homie. We're doing all right though. Other things accomplished in the future. I think this actually ends up answering other questions potentially. My overall goal is to get into law enforcement. I'm only 25 and I have a military background. I've been working on getting into law enforcement. I did not pass a background investigation for my local sheriff's office, which, full disclosure, to be honest, but I don't know why. There were a couple things that came up. I heard that I had some references that just opted to not respond to the paperwork that got sent out, which that could have been detrimental to the whole thing. So I won't name drop anybody who I heard may not have answered it. But I'm still looking into it, potentially changing from the court that I work at over to the police department for the same city. We'll see. Those are kind of up there. Financial stability and getting into law enforcement is overall kind of the goal here.
Okay. What is the one thing that you wish you could tell your past self?
Get into the fucking gym before you join the Marines, you fat piece of shit. I swear to God,
You're too fucking hard on yourself, dude.
I would still be in the Marine Corps if I liked running, or if I had run more and conditioned myself. I struggled so much in the military to stay within the physical fitness weight standards and the actual fitness standards. So my run scores were always super low. I was permitted to re-enlist. I could have, but I just knew that I would end up failing that run and getting booted out. So I was like, peace. I did my 4 years. Goodbye. So that is really what I would have done, though, is I would have told myself, like, take what the recruiter said seriously, work out, go on runs, like, get into better shape. Don't be just this run of the mill, like, mildly chunky teenager. Like, go and freaking put some work in, man. So.
All right, and then can we take a pause for you to read the live questions chat?
Sure thing. You just want me to go over there and read that myself?
I can read them off to you.
Oh, I can do it. I'll do it.
Okay.
Favorite Blizzard. The what the hell do you call it? Candy cane chill. It's little pieces of chocolate and candy cane. Fucking love it. Do you enjoy your court job? Favorite thing about it? I love my job at the court. Again, that's my favorite job aside from the military, which I did love the military. Favorite thing about it is I get to listen to stupid people every day. My God. And I know that I have coworkers that are on my channel, and I think that they know this is how I feel, but I spend my days listening to some of the dumbest shit you would have ever heard. We have the photo enforcement in the jurisdiction of the court, so people get tickets for making right turns without stopping first at red lights. And they'll come in and they'll scream at me, "You can see in the photograph that I'm stopped." And it's just like, if I jump in the air and you take a picture of me, am I flying? No, jackass. There's a video. Go watch the fucking video. Anyway, stupid people. Love it because stupid people. It makes me feel better about myself. Would I move to Michigan and work for the PD there? That is coming from, no doubt, Ben. Maybe. My family just moved back to Ohio. Both my parents live in Ohio now, which is where they came from back in the mid-1990s. And
but do you really want to live in Michigan?
Well, fuck Michigan. I mean, I'm not wearing my Ohio State shirt, but freaking Ohio State all the way. I don't know. I'll live wherever's good for me and my family. But right now we're kind of stuck in Oregon. What made me want to become law enforcement in the Silver Lining Roleplay community? That would be Eugene. So one of the founding members. I have been friends with him for, it's probably 11 years now, if not 12 years. Known dude forever. And as a founding member, he kept telling me about it. He's like, "Oh, our community's awesome. You know, if you ever have any interest, I'll get you in." And one day I was finally like, fuck it. LSPDFR keeps breaking. I have a lot of free time. Let's go. Let me in. Favorite PC game, Rainbow Six Siege. Tactical first-person shooter, a lot of fun. And favorite LEO car. I am obligated to say the Crown Victoria, but as for maybe a car they still use, I'm a big fan of the Chevy Caprice. In one of the ride-alongs I went on, I was in a Caprice, and them sons of bitches are fast. My God. And the last one, before I turn it back over to the moderators, I just saw it come up. Dodge Charger or Chevy Camaro, Charger all the way. I test drove a Camaro, piece of shit. Like, ugh.
Literally.
It was garbage.
It's awful.
Terrible car. My God.
Yeah, especially visibility and everything.
Oh my God, what the fuck is that? The windshields are like a fucking 80 degree, you're just like, I can't see what's happening out there. So, and real quick, just to the chat, what's up? I see there's 22 people up in here. A lot of folks, I actually think everybody here I have seen before. Pleasure to have y'all here. Absolute pleasure. We're here because of you guys. I'm answering all the questions you've submitted. Feel free to keep rolling them out there in the chat. Sydney is picking them up, and I will kind of do those rapid fire, answer the live questions as we go.
Yep.
But turn it back over to
Andy.
All right, Andy it is.
All right. So, if you had one message to the world, what would it be?
Quit being a bunch of fucking assholes. My God, I had to get close to the mic for that one too. Just fucking be nice. I mean, look, I am an asshole. Don't get me wrong. Seriously, I have a bad attitude. I road rage all the time. I hate people. But if people weren't such assholes, if everyone was just fucking nice to each other, we'd be good to go. or the other.
So you're kind of contradicting yourself.
Oh,
there.
I know.
If you
I know.
continue to be an asshole, you're part of the issue.
That's okay.
I mean, I feel like there are times to be nice, and there are times that you need to be rude because people need to learn their place in the world.
Yeah.
Just like not everything gets handed to you. It's if you ever think that everything needs to get handed to you, you're in the wrong. Because there are some people that don't get handed anything ever, and their life can be complete shit. So, being nice to those when they need it. I'm trying to fix my mic. And being nice to those when it is needed, even when it isn't. If they're being rude to you and you're like in the I'm gonna like tell it myself here. I was having a shitty fucking day, and I was in Costco one day with Dennis, and I feel like when you're at the grocery store, there are 2 lanes to an aisle, just like there are 2 lanes to a road. So apparently some people think that you drive in England when you're in the grocery store, and the others think that you drive in the US in the grocery store. And this one woman, she just stopped. She just kept stopping in the middle of the aisle. No one could go either way. You couldn't go around her. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. And I said it out loud. I was upset about it, clearly. And Dennis is like, you need to stop being such an asshole.
No, because what you did is you walked up to her. You almost hit her with the cart. You were within like an inch, and you said, "Excuse me." You didn't say, "Excuse me," or even "Excuse me" with a nice tone. You're like, "Excuse me."
I was so
holy
frustrated.
crap, woman! Damn.
You just, I learned you have to be nice to people, but at the same time,
congratulations.
Get the fuck out of my way. I have things to do and things, places to be. Like it ain't easy.
It probably doesn't help that you're like 4'4".
They just can't see her.
Oh my god! Stop making fun of my height. I am 5'3". Oh my god!
All right, what do we got next?
I'm gonna put high heels on while I'm sitting in a chair to make myself feel more confident now.
Pets. All right. Full disclosure.
You've got someone asking who your favorite supervisor is here.
Yeah, cue that one up. It is. Well, considering their name is Miller 415, there's no way that's not fucking. Well, I don't know. Hang on.
Well, Mike says it's a trap.
Well, just to be safe, I would
obviously.
say Austin, just to be safe here.
Yeah, that might be the way to go.
I'm gonna message Leon real quick.
So, give us a list of your pets, and if you have any pictures.
Okay, full disclosure, I done fucked up, and I don't have any pictures of my pets queued up. I'll do a post on YouTube later with all the pets, all right? I do apologize, I didn't queue them up. I was a little behind in getting the whole stream set up.
You know what? I'll gather some and send them to you in an
Dennis,
email.
give yourself that noise, that wah wah wah.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
It's,
you're a failure.
Well deserved.
Do it. Thank you.
Just send Maeve in there. Just send her in the background there.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
I can do that.
So before the dog comes in, too late. It's my German Shepherd, Maeve. She was free. The family that accidentally bred her was like, we don't want this litter of puppies, and a coworker told me about it. And next thing I know, I have a German Shepherd. Don't get a German Shepherd; they're covered in hair.
They're way too big.
Okay, well, I guess the dogs. All right.
Well, you answered 2 questions at once, so I'm gonna do the traveling section next.
Go.
I have some more pets to talk about in a second.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Can you list? Yes. List your pets. Are you getting the cats?
Oh my god, I got attacked.
All right, wonderful. The dog is going to do nothing but irritate me. Okay, I have a couple of cats. The Mystic Space Cat in my icon, we did not design it. We purchased the rights to use it. That being said, the cat in the icon looks a lot like my cat, Peter. And that cat probably saved my life, and I'm serious about that. During my time in the military, through the divorce and everything. But so I have Peter, he's the orange cat. I have Lily, she is all black. And then, of course, we have Maeve, who's now joining us via her dog bed. Before that, I owned a couple of Greyhounds. They were all fantastic. Loved them to death. And then when I was younger, I had a pet squirrel. Again, I will have pictures. And then my parents, during the time we lived with my parents, they had ferrets. And I am not going to lie. I'm kind of in love with ferrets. Of course, I know, fucking weird ferret guy, right? They're adorable.
They're fucking carpet noodles. That's it.
They are. They are so cute.
Guy.
There was one time. There was one time I was leaning back in my chair like this, and one of the little sons of bitches comes crawling up the side of this armchair I'm in and just bites me right in the armpit. We just latched on. Like,
no,
made me
thank you.
made me change my opinion about the ferrets there for a minute, but. All right, yeah, that's all the animals. I will get pictures of every pet that I possibly had. I'll get them in the Discord and over into a YouTube post for those of y'all. But then again, let's be real, right? If you're not in the Discord, get in the freaking Discord. But moving forward.
I will.
What is a pet that... I'm sorry, I'm reading this. I'm stealing it from you because I think you were about to hit this one. Is it... what's a pet that you want but you don't have?
Mm-hmm.
Ferrets. They are
not a Shiba Inu.
Oh my god, who doesn't want a
cool.
Shiba Inu? I have lost so much money on fucking. I have lost so much money on Sheepcoin and fucking Dogecoin, all based around a Shiba Inu. Little sons of bitches is what they are. But no, probably ferrets. They're really high maintenance though.
I have to step away. So if somebody wants to get the next topic.
I think that is all Andy right there.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I am all next. All right. Do you have any interest of visiting any other country? If so, which country?
Yeah, absolutely. Even though the United States is the absolute best country in the world, it's not though. That's the sad part. Oh, anyway.
A lot of people beg to differ.
Yeah, well, I don't necessarily disagree with them in our current climate. I have made a bunch of friends here through the SLRP community that live in different countries. And I'm not going to lie, I think Michael's country like has the cake right now. I actually kind of am interested in visiting Ireland.
Oh,
I have started listening to a lot of like Irish pub rock music, and I enjoy
god, it's so annoying.
You were banging your head to it the other. It's all about drinking and fucking and fighting. It's amazing. It's awesome. I have thoroughly enjoyed it.
A national pastime over here, drinking and fighting.
It's just like American country music, just sung by a dude that's probably drunk. No, it is. It's just like country music. It's the same thing. Same thing. And then yeah, probably the UK. Get the opportunity to meet a couple of buddies through met through gaming, and then to see what country we put in their fucking place in 1775. 1776. I'm sorry.
Would you ever want? I'm sorry.
Somebody.
Michael
Anybody?
was still talking.
Well, I just said he got out just in time. Fucking 1776. Get stuck with the fucking in the British Empire. You would have been fucked.
Would you ever want to go visit Canada, or are you completely opposed to that?
No, Canada actually doesn't seem all that bad.
It's not a real country,
it's pretty. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I was in BC
June
one time.
or July.
Haha, Andy has no points left.
The rest of the year, it's probably just covered in snow.
That's true.
But all right, you just keep reading them off. If I pause and talk, you just admit the next one.
Well, so the next one, I think you kind of answered again, but I will read it out to you. So, if you could travel anywhere in the world that you have not yet, where would that be?
Yeah, that pretty much is answered by the other question. I mean, so obviously the first country to go check out Ireland and the UK, see what they're like, and then no, I'm not much of a world traveler, so I can't say I actually have a lot of interest in visiting a whole bunch of other countries, but maybe just a little bit. We'll see.
God, you might cry with these pictures.
Where's your favorite place to go on vacation?
So, great question. I don't do a lot of vacationing. What I would love to do is to go back to San Diego, where I spent 4 years in the military. Sydney and I kind of, you make that place home. So we have a lot of fun places we'd like to go back and see, places we want to eat at again. Plenty of shit that I didn't get to do. So I would just say that I'd like to go on vacation to San Diego, back to it.
Okay, and it's kind of pertaining to the last, but what was your most recent vacation and how was it?
Was that Vegas? It's our most recent one. Just a little under a year ago, February of this year, Sydney and I did a road trip to Las Vegas. Her dad was getting married, and we, instead of flying there, we said, "Oh, let's just drive our car, or SUV." And so we live near Portland, Oregon, so way in like the tippy toppy part of Oregon on the west side. We had hit like the farthest southeastern point of Oregon, getting ready to cross into Nevada, when her freaking dad calls us and he's like, "Yeah, so our flight got canceled. We can't make it." And here we are with like $4,000 ready to go spend at casinos, doing really fun shit, halfway to Vegas. And they're like, "Yeah, JK, we're not coming." So make it our own freaking vacation. Do whatever we want to. We got there, checked into the hotel, went down, had a slice of pizza and Caesar salad, and I got food poisoning and spent the rest of the vacation in the hotel room.
Yeah, you did.
I'm not even kidding. I spent the entire time like shitting myself in the hotel room. And then we drove home. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I did send you, if you wanted to go back real quick, I did send you the list of pictures that I found of your pets, if you wanted to go over those.
Where'd you send them to me at?
Your email.
My email? I don't have any emails.
I sent it.
It'll probably come through eventually. I will get the pictures up at some point somehow. Oh, there it is. God damn it.
I am watching the chat.
Oh, look at all the pets.
Phoenix is definitely on another level tonight.
Oh, is it the level of maybe too caffeinated?
No, I'm trying to hold it in, but I just can't. I just have to point it out here.
What is happening?
I almost cried at the fourth picture.
Yeah.
What the hell are you barking at?
She probably heard me.
So Phoenix and
I'll come get her.
OG is just like on another level here. Yeah.
You know what? Let him.
Oh, man. Oh.
Be careful when you come out. She has destroyed a bone in the hallway, and I just kicked it.
Phoenix,
Yeah.
I know coffee is the best, and I'll say
Coffee.
it.
Give me a coffee.
Hang on, I'm gonna speak on Milos's behalf really quick. Drink some fucking water.
Hydrate or die.
Okay. You're getting it pulled up. Are you able to make the pictures full screen on your end?
I can do something. Hang on, let me try to figure it out. Awesome.
You might have to download them and just take it through a media thing. Otherwise you're sharing my
Yeah,
email.
no, I'm not gonna be able to do it the way I want. I'm actually fucking up the stream right now. Bear with me. All right, I'm back. I'll figure it out. I'll get it figured out. You can just press on to the next one, which looks like a long list of interesting ones.
Oh, yeah, I can ask. So this one is, what is your favorite holiday?
November 10th, Marine Corps birthday. July 4th,
Hoorah!
Independence Day. And November 10th. Top 3.
I think you said November 10th already.
It's crazy. It's number 1 and 3.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Who is your biggest inspiration in life?
Oh, in life? That's a fucked up question. I knew we'd come to
Not
one
in the
that
military, not at work, just in life. Who has inspired you the most? I did not see your John Wick question. If you want to put it back in there, I'll grab it.
So it's
He just asked if he's seen it.
Oh, yes, I have seen John Wick, all of them actually. My biggest inspiration is in my life, so
there's that.
it's what keeps me driving forward is my dad. Can be an asshole, but that's part of what being a dad is. No matter what happened to my dad through my childhood, he like persevered through everything. I recall he fell off a ladder and like broke his face on the ground, literally broke his nose, knocked out all his front teeth. Like the second that like he was like legally permitted to return to work, he's back at work. So like he didn't take off any extra time. He didn't complain about it. I can recall like opening up my parents' like bedroom door and like peeking in to like say hi to him. His whole face is just like scarred. And, you know, he just immediately right back to work because the family needs the money. So he's persevered through everything. He got diagnosed with lung cancer back in, I want to say 2018. Might have been 2019. It's the same fucking thing.
2019.
It was 19, okay. Same fucking thing. Just didn't give two shits. He's like, got cancer. That's what I get for smoking for 30 years. Goes through chemo, goes through radiation, has surgery to remove the lower chunk of one of his lungs. Right back to work. Family needs the money. Right up until he like couldn't anymore because he ended up on disability. But didn't matter what challenge my dad faced, he persevered through all of it, and that has been an inspiration for me to do what I need to do to keep my family, albeit just Sydney and some animals, but to keep us on the right track, make sure that we're all well taken care of.
Good answer. What is your biggest fear?
Ooh,
in life?
Yeah, I know. I've seen that question, and then just talking about my parents, I'll be losing my parents. Both of my parents now actually have lung cancer. They've been smoking for 30 years. Don't smoke. If any of you fuckers out there smoke, stop it. It's gonna fucking kill you. No, my biggest fear is losing my parents, and like I said, my mom has a lot of disabilities. They're all like physical ailments. I actually haven't asked her lately how she's doing, but you know, it's just one of those things. I was an only child, so and I grew up away from all my major family, with just my parents, because again, they moved here to Oregon from Ohio before they had me. And so, you know, I didn't have any like aunts and uncles around, anyone else who has like a parental role in my life. So my mom and dad, there was no one else to substitute for that. So yeah, that's my biggest fear, is losing them one day, and it could be sooner than I realize.
Mamba says, I am going to smoke all the time. You cannot stop me.
Military members are exempt because clearly nothing can kill us. So you're good. You'll be all right.
Okay. On a lighter topic, what kind of music are you into?
Oh, thank God. Country, apparently Irish rock.
Yo.
And what do you call your music, Sydney? No, it's not your music. Like Linkin Park.
My music is y'alternative.
Yeah, so
it's not alternative and it's not country, but it is y'alternative.
Yeah, like Hardy and some other ones. Yeah, I like country music. I like classic rock. I like that weird like mid 2000s like Linkin Park, Green Day, stuff like that. That's kind of the music I'm into.
Divorced dad music.
Yes, I love divorced dad music. That is true.
All right. What is your dream car?
The Audi R8, which has just stopped being produced, which should be a crime. A more obtainable dream car maybe would be the Audi RS5 in the 2-door configuration. They're freaking absolutely beautiful cars. Got a nice engine in them. So something, an Audi. I mean, I fucking hate the Audi I currently have, so I don't know why I'd go back to the same brand, but I don't know. Yeah, the R8 or the RS5.
What is your least favorite car?
The specifically 2011 Chevrolet Impala. Oh, you squeaked so hard your mic didn't pick it up. But I know what you said. You said,
cut out.
Yeah, you said, what do you mean? I mean, that fucking car was a hunk of junk. That's what the fuck I mean.
Honestly, I was afraid you were going to say, like, the 2011 Ford Fiesta.
Ooh, yeah, I changed my mind. The 2013, I think, Ford Fiesta. Oh, my. No, never mind. That Impala was nice looking. Your Fiesta was a piece of just absolute shit.
It had LED lights, so I had gamer lights in my car.
Yeah, and then the trunk flooded. The bumper fell off. The radiator fan stopped working. Anyway.
I mean, Ben does have kind of a good point there.
The Kia Soul, I actually insulted a salesman who suggested a Kia Soul to me, and then I left and didn't buy a car from his dealership. I'm not even kidding, true story. He was like, well, in your price range, what you're looking for, I'm thinking a Kia Soul. And I said, that's rude.
He has, Phoenix. We are waiting until I finish off this section and he can look at the live questions.
Yes.
And then we'll move on to the next one. The last one, well, honestly, just comment on yours. I thought you were going to say a Prius, but I think that seeing the gas mileage on that car has changed your mind.
Yeah.
The last question for the general questions is, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Biggest fucking pet peeve is not taking responsibility for your actions. If you want to look, or if you want to be an absolute jackass, so be it, but take responsibility. That's something I pride myself on, is when I fuck up, I can raise my hand and say, I fucked up. I did that wrong. I know I can do better. I will go forth doing better. People who want to be freaking just absolute turds. A lot of this comes from the military, for having shitters to work with, and from the court, right? Someone gets a speeding ticket. Rather than saying, yeah, I got a speeding ticket, it's every excuse you've ever heard as to why they shouldn't have the speeding ticket. And it's like, no, I don't care that you had to use the bathroom. I don't care that you had something else going on. Your mind was somewhere else. You simply violated the speed limit. Like, no one really cares all that much. It's a fucking speeding ticket. But it's just every excuse they can think of. And I think that kind of is people like this. I don't want to say this. That's kind of how everyone sees things. Is how can I avoid taking responsibility? It's everyone else's fault but mine. Just own it. Yeah, I fucked up. It is what it is.
Excuse me, but it wasn't my fault.
Everything is your fault.
Specifically Jackson's.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
leave him alone.
Go ahead and look at the live chat questions that I've moved over. Now is the time to add any other questions you have before we finish the next section as well.
All right. Favorite ice cream, mint chocolate chip. Fuck you if you have anything bad to say about mint chocolate chip. I don't care that I'm eating toothpaste. I love it. Have I watched the John Wick franchise? Yes. I think I'm one behind. I
cried.
I think we saw 1 through 3. Heard of Dropkick Murphy? Yes. And I believe Dropkick is actually one word in that title. I couldn't name you any of their songs yet, but I have listened to a lot of their music on the Pandora channel.
And I'm just gonna wait a few minutes or a few seconds
I got
before
one.
starting.
I got one. So why did you go to the Marines? How do you choose
that is a military question. That is in the military section.
Is it? I wasn't here for all this setup. I was eating some supper.
It's fine. Why is your wife better than you in SLRP?
Because she gets to do the fun shit, like being a civ, whereas I have to deal with the civs. So they make me angry.
It will, operative. I just section them out to just kind of keep things flowing. But yes, we'll have like an entire section about gaming, a section about streaming, military, and then we have the live questions that we'll answer between each section.
Yep.
So.
All right. Hang on. The favorite LSSO supervisor. That question's in there. I never answered it.
Yes, you did.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
Who did I say?
You had to say Austin.
Oh, well, I know what I had to say. The real answer is moving on to the next section.
The answer always has to be Gigi. He's just too nice.
Wait, isn't Mike a supervisor now?
No.
Mike? No. Jesus.
No? I thought he was a supervisor, and I was.
He's Ted.
Well.
The answer is driving the prison van, Dennis.
I know, because I said mint chocolate chip. It is what it is.
Streaming questions. These are just kind of general. Why did you start streaming?
Because of viewers like you. Hang on real quick. Cookie dough ice cream, second favorite.
Yes.
I'm not kidding. I'm not sucking up. Like, literally, if I had to pick two, it's mint chocolate chip, then cookie dough.
I'm eating that shit all the time. I'll not fit it through the door soon.
I don't like cookie dough ice cream. I will eat.
What?
Okay.
I don't like the chunks.
Well, the chunks don't like you. Okay.
No, they don't.
So, okay. Why did I start streaming? Literally because of viewers like you. I played a lot. As you guys know, I'm in Silver Lining Roleplay a lot. the reason I started streaming is because people kept telling me to do it. Literally, I would be chatting with folks afterwards, and they'd be like, "Hey, man, do you stream?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "You really should." And I'm like, "Why?" So ultimately, people just kept saying, "You should, you should, you should," and I caved into peer pressure and was like, "Fuck it, I'll do it." And it's been a lot of fun.
I remember that. I wanted to be on I wanted to see some scenes back at Done With You, and they were never fucking there. Just had to get you somewhere and be like, okay, show me this. Because I know you had all the recordings anyway. You always recorded.
Yes, I recorded everything as like a body camera, so I could go back and like write my reports more accurately. But I didn't post them.
What is your favorite thing about streaming?
Viewers like you. Again, that might be the answer to a lot of these questions. My favorite part is building this community. The numbers are fluctuating, but we've been like consistently hovering about 20 people that are just here to hang out and like watch me talk about random bullshit right now. So having the opportunity to get to build a community with all of you people, and get to grow closer to some people I met through SLRP. All of the moderators here are from Silver Lining Roleplay, aside from Sydney. I mean, she is in SLRP, didn't come from there.
But she doesn't count.
Yeah, she doesn't count.
I didn't come from there.
So yeah, that's been my honestly favorite part so far is getting to build this community.
Who is your biggest YouTube inspiration? Like, who do you aspire to be like?
Probably Jeffrey Gamer. I have no doubt I'm ruining a future question that I'm skimming for and I don't see yet. But one of my all-time favorite YouTubers was Jeff Fabiano. And honestly, Jeff Fabiano seems like just a different Jeffrey. They're both super nice, super interactive. They do fantastic content. They're funny as hell. And so kind of watching their content really made me... It kind of shaped how I act, I think, maybe. Try to be really nice, try to always be interactive with my folks. And also, I remember this. You'll never find it. I think I privated this video, but way back in the day on like PlayStation 4, I made this stupid ass Vapid pickup truck commercial using Rockstar Editor. Way back when I was a young little fella, probably shortly thereafter. Or shortly after GTA Online came out, I straight up like DM'd Jeff Fabiano and was like, "Jeff, I made this video." He actually fucking commented on it. Like Jeff Fabiano, who had like tens of or hundreds of thousands, if not in the millions of subscribers, took the time to come and watch the video that some little freaking, like, that's probably a sophomore in high school, maybe. He just took the time. He came and watched the video. He liked it, and he left a comment that said, "Great job." So it's like, holy shit. Like, just be down to earth. If I ever one day have as many subscribers as even Jeffrey, like, I still want to take the time to communicate with my community, because that's the only reason I'm doing this, is because people keep coming back. So Jeff Fabiano and Jeffrey Gamer definitely up there in the top two biggest inspirations.
The Jeffs. Okay. I do need to make a statement to you, because we had talked about what are we doing for dinner, and it's Sunday.
Oh, Chick-fil-A's closed. Son of a bitch. For the record, Sydney has cried before because Chick-fil-A was closed.
I've cried like 3 times. I hate Sundays. I fucking hate Sundays, because all my favorite places are closed, okay?
Church is open.
The Lord's Chicken needs a day off. Yes. You know what? I mean, I get it. But also, if I've been good for the week, I should, be able to embrace God's food.
We'll find something else.
What inspired you to start streaming, and how has your content evolved since then? I feel like you answered that question already.
I can answer. Yeah, that ties into the first. Why did I start streaming? Because people told me to. How has my content evolved? My God, so much yet so little. I have done my best to add in certain effects, like people have suggested, like radio effects to make the team speak better. I've done my best to like tailor the viewing experience for folks to not just be Dennis is playing a game see what that looks like, so that, and I change it more to like, you tune in and you're like, hell yeah, this is SLRP on patrol. You're tuning into a specific experience as you watch. I try to get my cat up on the screen. I don't talk to folks a lot out of character. That's already kind of a rule. But still, you would spend time chatting with folks more often than I really do. I try to keep us out and patrolling. I used to sit in parking lots a lot because I didn't know what to do. I'm pretty much always driving around now unless I'm eating. So I'm doing my best to tailor the viewing experience for the folks that want to come by and give up their precious time to watch me.
What are your future goals and aspirations as a content creator?
Money. I really want to get fucking monetized. It won't be anything. I've already looked into it. It'll be like pennies. But
Pennies you don't have to work for, though.
It damn straight. Exactly that. So
you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. And this is a quote from a buddy of mine who's a state trooper. And when I asked him a while back, like, how long are you going to do it for? He said, until I get bored. So as soon as I stop having fun, as soon as streaming is boring to me, I'm just going to stop. There may come a day where I stream on, the 16th of a month, and on the 18th, there's nothing, and then there's just nothing ever again. I don't know. If I get bored, I'm just going to stop doing it. I don't see that happening.
You don't seem to get.
I'm not saying I would. I'm just saying that if, then that's what would happen.
Yeah, with 6 couple years away.
Yeah.
5's coming to a close as far as us playing it. So 6 is going to just rekindle that interest in Grand Theft Auto.
That is very true. And I am still trying to expand to other content. I just struggle to, play SLRP.
Wait. That's a question.
Okay, bro, damn.
How was your journey getting to this point?
At first, I thought it was easy. And then it was just today when I acknowledged verbally in a conversation with a few of the moderators, like, holy shit, this is becoming more work. I should spend a little more time working on certain aspects of it, but it's been fun. The answer's fun, but it is becoming work here. You guys are pretty much guaranteed 3 shorts per day. You'll notice over the coming weeks that you'll also be guaranteed, at least into January, 2 videos per week. You'll get their excerpts of Silver Lining Roleplay. So some scene that I did that was really fun. Excuse me, I just burped. I had also recorded, and then I'll go and I'll cut out all the miscellaneous, like walking around, like BSing, just specifically like I arrive on scene, I talk to the person. Next thing you know, we're talking to the next person. I'm not walking in my car. I'm not thinking about it. So it'll feel the 2 TV shows that I watch that I'm like basing this around is both the TV show Cops and On Patrol Live. So in On Patrol Live, you follow real life law enforcement agencies around and just watch what they do. That's what SLRP On Patrol is. And then the videos that come out are just little chunks of it. They should feel a little more like Cops than like a live show. So that's pretty much it.
Oh, there's a good follow-up question right in the chat from Mike.
Mm-hmm.
You should just go right into that.
I can do that. Favorite department from On Patrol Live. I think they were a live PD department. But the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, I think, is one of my favorites.
Yes. Trooper Calico.
That being said, my other favorite department that's always featured on OP Live is the fucking Arkansas State Police, because they managed to get like 3 videos per week of the Arkansas State Police being just fucking wild.
Every single time that they show a video of like Arkansas State Police's dash cam, because I'm from Arkansas, he will just slowly turn his head towards me while we're sitting on the couch together. Like, what is wrong with your people?
Oh, and it's always something ridiculous. It's never like, a pursuit happened and then the car pulled over. No, it's like the trooper totaled the trooper's car, the suspect's car, somebody's fucking house, and 3 random passerbys' vehicles. It's always just wild, off the wall bullshit. It's hilarious.
Yeah, you gotta love You gotta love the Arkansas State Police because they got Sydney too. So
Yeah,
they did.
They got my ass. Apparently, I did it wrong because I was supposed to run and flee at high speeds and get pit, but it's fine.
Oh god.
So you said your favorite one was from Live PD, but if it had to be on patrol live.
The Fullerton Police Department, right?
Really?
Out of California. So yes,
I was gonna say Richland County,
and that's what Statui just said. Richland County is fucking amazing. However, watching the Fullerton Police Department out of California, I think they're just southeast of LA. They take everything so slow, methodically. They do a fantastic job policing. They do everything to maximize safety for everybody and to minimize all collateral damage and potential for injury to anyone around them. I think they do just a great job. I mean, every law enforcement agency should take a page out of Fullerton's book. They are awesome.
Side note from Mike. He said Danny Brown is a goat and that Garrow guy is like a human mountain.
That is true. I do thoroughly enjoy them. I feel like I think those two guys truly are characters. Less of like law enforcement officers, more of just true like characters. In a good way.
how come you so beautiful?
Yeah, popped up.
Justina's in here looking for a date.
Get out, he's taken.
Oh, Addie Perez is good, yeah.
I'm not even going to speak on that behalf.
I think as I recall, she had actually left the Richland County Sheriff's Office and then ended up coming back, so that was pretty cool. But kind of bump on to the next question we got there.
Sorry, I had to say welcome first to the new comms person in SLRP.
Oh,
so
new comms guy?
We do have a new comms guy. His name is Aiden.
Popping up. That's a name. Well, it's a pretty common name, actually.
I think, what are some things you hope to accomplish in the future? Is that the one I just asked?
Yes. And then we got off topic on it.
Sorry. What would you do differently if you had to restart your YouTube channel? Like if it just, I don't know, got banned, if it just didn't work out well, you took a hiatus and had to come back to it in a few months. What would you do differently if you had to restart?
It's a really hard question because I feel like, well, the answer is a non-answer. Nothing. With everything I've learned so far, obviously it would probably start off a lot stronger, but that's not really like doing something differently. It would just start off better because I'm richer for the experience thus far. So off the top of my head, there's nothing I can really think of that I would just start doing differently.
And then I'm going to pass it to Andy.
All right. What was the hardest thing to learn while starting to stream?
The multitasking. Reading chat, keeping up with what's happening in-game, doing that simultaneously. Jeffrey does a great job. He will literally walk up to the window, and in-game, he's like, I stopped you for this reason. Yo, what's going on, Statui in the chat? Yeah, if I can get your driver's license, registration proof, or insurance. Yeah, I know, Rogue Rose. Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier today, and when I'm good, it's just back and forth constantly.
I don't know how he keeps track of two different conversations at once.
Truly,
all the time.
I do my best. Like I might be on when I'm on a scene, I kind of zone out the chat. I keep an eye on it, and if someone's like, "Hey, what about this thing?" I might be like, "Oh, I'll check that," or I will remember, give the guy the gun back, give his knife back, whatever. But I don't have the wherewithal to be talking to people in the chat and then jump back into character, back to chat. I don't. That's been the hardest thing thus far.
You gotta listen to the radio as well.
Oh yeah, and then you're literally listening to the radio over top of all that.
3 different things going on.
And for this next one, Andy, I did also, for Dennis's sake, added a Streamlabs a command. So,
interesting choice.
Okay. So, what equipment and or setup do you use for your streams?
All right, so there it is right there in the chat. So there is a...
Oh, Ramon in the chat.
Oh,
Ramon,
and he lost a shit ton of points. Good job, Ramon. So for my stream, I wish I could pick my camera up and just turn it around, but it's not. It doesn't have a long enough cord. I actually posted this on the YouTube channel as a photo earlier today, but I have a shit ton of things that go into it. So I have a pretty beastie computer, and a massive shout out to Milos, who got me 64 gigs of RAM, replacing my 32 that was previously in it. But
you always need more power.
Absolutely.
Always.
I'm running a 3070 Ti graphics card from EVGA. I've got like 10 or 11 fans on the motherfucker. I've got an i7 12700K processor. Pretty much everything in it is Corsair. The internals of the PC are Corsair. The externals are pretty much all Razer. Razer BlackShark V2 wireless headset. I still can't remember how to pronounce it properly. I think it's FiFine. It's FiFine. For the microphone, it's their AM8. It was like $50. This is one of the cheapest microphones I've ever like heard of with this quality that it has. Obviously, I think that it has pretty high quality. I don't mind having to listen to myself again because it doesn't sound as bad as a regular, like boom mic off of a headset. I have 2 stream decks. I have a big old fat 32 key stream deck for everything that happens in game. That's all of my emotes, my car controls, Discord. And then I have a 15 key stream deck for all of my stream stuff. So I can simply reach over and boom, now you guys are seeing the Discord. Now you guys are seeing the BRB screen. All that stuff is done specifically from my stream deck. And I can even just throw up that YouTube command that should be popping up any second now, just from a single key strike on the stream deck. And then, again, if you take a look at that picture, I've got 3 monitors. I have this main one in front of me, which is a 32-inch curved one. And then I have these 2 over here, which are little 24-inch, like, nothing much more than like work monitors, what you'd have in an office. They're not good. They just are here to look at. And then, yeah, I think that about covers it. That's, yeah.
Okay. So the next question is, have you ever watched Bay Area Bugs?
Yes, absolutely. It's kind of an interesting question that came in there at the end of yesterday, I want to say. I've watched Bay Area Bugs, Polecat, Jeff Favignano. That whole gaming group I have watched quite a bit of. And again, like I said, Jeff Favignano is kind of a bit of an inspiration for me. So yeah, I watched Jeff Favignano more than Bay Area Bugs, though. But I'm familiar with his content. I think he's a good streamer, or a good content creator. I don't think he does a lot of streaming.
So what video made you go, I want to do this?
I don't think I have an answer for that one, because again, it really wasn't somebody's content per se. It was consistently people saying you should do it. So unfortunately, that's another kind of non-answer.
All right. What music would you pick for your channel if you didn't have to worry about copyright?
I would probably use, I guess Sydney set the precedent earlier. Fucking Y'alternative, I guess is what it's technically called. I listen to a lot of Hardy. Jelly Roll is another artist I listen to a lot. There's so many country artists that I actually don't know the names of because I just listen to their songs as they come up suggested on Pandora. But it is a lot of like modern country music, but in an alternative manner. It's not like that gross pop music that is like sang by a country artist. It has the heart of old school country music, but like with modern day things.
Yeah,
I guess if
very modern. Like That's Your Cousin. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, That's Your Cousin by Dean Brody, one of the best songs on earth.
Fuck you.
You're welcome for introducing you to that.
Okay, you ready for the next one?
Go for it.
How do you engage with your audience and build a community around your content?
As someone who does mostly live streaming content, taking that time to talk with your chat. If you're considering getting into live streaming, if you don't have a second monitor, get a fucking second monitor. Being able to see your chat and to engage and chat with them is one of the biggest things. A lot of folks just want to be heard and seen. And so, like, Phoenix is always talking. I see he just fired off a message just now. It's Operation... See, I'm telling you, I want to say Operation Phoenix. Operative Phoenix. Talk to him a lot as those chats come in and out. You can have a conversation through live chat. It could be a little delayed, right? Because, you know, they're a couple seconds behind in the stream. They ask a question, you see it, you answer it, and then you're waiting for them to hear that you answered it and type something else. But and then I also do I try to do the community posts. They're not very popular, but every now and then you get a comment, you can chat with folks. But so keeping it going in live streams, and then respond to other comments in YouTube Shorts or in videos if you posted it and there's a question or just a comment in general. Respond to it. If it's a hateful comment, just ban them. Fuck them. I have banned so many people who've probably only ever seen one of my shorts, but they left some freaking nasty comment and I'll never see them again. So I will start saving them first so I can do a reading hateful comments video because those things are fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for the next one, there's a kind of like a 3-part here. So any thoughts on variety content? Many content creators get a base following from a game and then move to a variety content. Do you imagine yourself doing that?
Yes, I have thoughts about it. And I certainly would say I do imagine myself doing that, and I'm kind of trying to. Obviously, Silver Lining Roleplay takes up a lot of my time every other day. And on those non-SLRP days, or even very rarely, I will take a day off from SLRP and do something else. But you guys should have seen a lot of ATS on the channel. I've done some Fortnite. I tried to record some Ready or Not. Had a bad time with it. I need a team for that.
Minecraft?
Minecraft, yeah, a lot of Minecraft on the channel too. And I'd like to start playing Rainbow Six Siege with Sydney and with another buddy of mine. So, beyond that, I have kind of a limited interest in other games. So I can't see myself spending money on games if I know I'm not going to play them. But, I would like to continue to branch out into different games, or at least bring different content to the channel.
All right, and I did put out a request for anyone else that had any other live chat questions. There was only one that had come up between the last section.
Okay. The ever broken character. Absolutely. I don't have a good example, right? So yes and no. I mean, we will talk out of character at times. If I'm hanging out with another deputy, no one else is around, we might, I think you probably see me do that with Ben Joseph. We'll be hanging out window to window, and we'll just talk about something that's real, not in game. If it comes to has someone ever broken my character, they said something so funny I just bursted out laughing, I would say first of all, I don't consider that breaking character. No one says a cop can't laugh. I mean, if a real cop is dealing with something and someone says something so off the wall that it's hilarious, I have seen cops laugh. So, has anyone ever got me so mad that I broke character? I've teetered on the edge of that a little bit, but no one has ever outright just made me break character entirely.
And it's kind of hard for you to do that as a cop unless you're doing stuff I suppose you could consider, like you said, talking to Ben about real life stuff. I suppose that's not in character, but the rest of the time your character is you, so any way you react is in character because it's you.
That is entirely true. When I'm shouting at somebody, if I'm actually yelling at somebody, that's because they have earned themselves to be yelled at by a law enforcement officer, in my opinion, all in roleplay. But do me a favor. I need to pee real quick. I've been chugging water, as everyone has seen. So I'm going to throw us over to just the Discord.
Howdy, Dennis.
So thank you. So they can see the Discord. I'm going to mute myself. I'll leave it I'll leave everything talking or leave your guys' audio on. Those are the words I was trying to think of. They'll be able to hear you guys. If you guys want to chat amongst yourself, feel free to do so, but I will be back in a moment or two.
Yes, Angel is definitely right. And else break. That's like mission 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the Civ's job, is to make a cop laugh his ass off. Almost forget why they're even there.
And it's the other way around too. It's definitely with the fire and EMS.
I
Just
did
for
notice
you,
that,
Milos.
Angel. He didn't even acknowledge you, and he just got up and left. Made up an
Yeah.
excuse for needing to go for a piss.
Just for you, Milos, if you want to type !sit in the chat.
Oh, I appreciate it.
I just hear Dennis in the bathroom. Fuck you.
Oh, nice.
Perfect.
And I was gonna see if I added any others. No. I mean, I did add some more, but he has not acknowledged you. He doesn't acknowledge me half the time. It's okay. Shit.
Well, that is the difference. Angel is worth acknowledging, though.
Wow.
All right, and we're back. My hands are a little wet. Probably should have washed
Don't
them
you
next
hate
time.
when you pee on your hands?
Oh my god.
I'm kidding. I washed them. I'm kidding.
Shut
I
up.
washed my hands. I washed my fucking hands.
No.
That is one way of washing them, I suppose.
Oh god.
Just pee on them, yeah, I guess.
It's sterile. It's a sterile liquid, is it not? Okay, let's just move on to the next fucking. All right. What are we on? Gaming questions, and then we have
Gaming,
military.
it is my turn.
It sure
Go
is.
for it.
All right, Dennis. Other than what you've mentioned, what are some other games that you plan on playing? Is there anything else that you had in mind?
I'm totally not opening my Steam right now to see what other games I actually
Have
even
you
have.
have you played those Star Wars games, the Fallen Order, and that? Because you're into Star Wars.
I actually have not, and I keep hearing that they're
You should-
fantastic.
They are. You should really fucking play them. And if anything, you could do a playthrough of that on your channel. Big
I
Star
could.
Wars guy.
I was into Forza 5 Horizon a lot, but I kind of beat the game. So I can't really bring y'all Forza. I would love to start live streaming hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. For those of you not familiar with hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades, or H3, it is a VR game with just so many real life guns, like more than you could probably name. Well, more than I could name. I know a lot of guns. Everything like World War I firearms up to modern day, like a whole assortment of modern day guns, attachments, melee weapons, explosives, whatever. And then like the enemies are hot dogs. So you go around like shooting hot dogs, stabbing them, beating the crap out of them. It's a really, really, really fun game.
It shocks me how long it took you to mention the fact that you're killing hot dogs.
I kind of thought it was. Yeah, maybe it wasn't actually that self-explanatory, but it's a really fun game.
Guns, but no mention of the hot dogs running around coming to try and kill you.
That's perfect. And yes, let me see, who was that? Cody mentioned the bottle of Jack Daniels in the back there. That is true. It's almost gone actually. And then yes, there is.
I'm out of vodka too.
There is better Jack Daniels in the kitchen in the liquor cabinet. But so yeah, maybe I'll try to start. I'll do like a live stream of H3 sometime. That could be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. So, do you have a memorable scene from the SLRP server?
Yes, and it's not like a super fun one like you guys might think it is. I remember I was up in Paleto Bay one night, and I conducted a traffic stop on a car that had run a stop sign. Just a little stop sign violation. So I pulled the guy over. Two of them. I'll give you two scenes, actually. Was chatting with him, and I don't even know who the person was behind the voice. But whoever this character is in front of me was verbally presenting nervous. He didn't even have to put anything up in the chat. The way he was talking, I could tell he was like nervous and freaking out. And I was like, this is great acting. Ultimately, I pulled him from the car, had him step in front of my car. And I was just chatting with him, just trying to find out what's going on. He pulled a gun from the back of his waistband and shot me dead in front of my patrol car.
Wow.
Ooh.
All that I could think to do was reach over and slap my laptop next to me to hit my panic button. He got in his car and fucking drove off. Just gone. And there I am, bleeding out in front of my patrol car. And, you know, it is kind of a lengthy animation where you reach in behind your back to pull out a gun.
Right.
He was able to do that animation and shoot me before I could clear my holster. I had already hit the button to unholster, and he had gotten it out and killed me before I could freaking do it. And
There are shortcuts.
Well, I was paying attention to the screen too. I was not on my laptop. I was not like looking at something else. I was paying full attention to the game, hands on the controller, ready to do whatever I had to do. And bam, just shot me right there. I was like, wow, that was ridiculous. The other one is Sergeant Ben King, who you all see in here, String to Pluto. He was playing Civ one night, and ultimately I stopped him for... Let me see. I ran the plate. The driver or the registered owner had a suspended license. I was able to visually see the person in the seat. They looked like the person in the photograph, so I had probable cause. So I stopped him. I just walked up and said, "Hey, are you this person?" He said, "No." I was like, "Oh, that's crazy because I know you are." "Okay, fine, man. What's your name?" Gave me a false name. So we kind of played Ring Around the Rosie. I was running the false name. Nothing's coming back. Ultimately, he fled from us, and actually he got away because he went to the opposing lanes and we couldn't follow him. But as I recall, he has law enforcement experience. So he just kind of took something that not every Civ thinks about doing, where he provided false information to us to kind of further a scene to really put us... He really put me on the defensive because I was like, he didn't give me his fucking real name. Holy shit, do you have a driver's license?
Yeah,
no, I don't.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Sean,
so he did great.
Sean talks about that. Anytime Sean's being Civ, he says he likes to give you guys a hard time by giving false IDs and shit like that.
Absolutely fantastic. So those are probably some of the two most memorable scenes. I've been in plenty of shootings and whatnot and pursuits, but at the end of the day, it is GTA. So like, even though it's a serious roleplay server, I'm really not all that surprised by pursuits and shootings. I mean, yes, I was, one of those examples is being shot, but it's just in the manner that the person was acting and playing that character.
Michael, to comment on what you were saying there. So I don't necessarily give a false name, but I'll give the nickname for the Civ I have or the character I create. In the sense is like my name's Robert, but I'll say I'm Rob. Or I have a famous, well, not famous, but my go-to Civ character is Nicholas Dalton. So it's always just like Nick. And just try to give him that little extra, nothing's really coming back. Because if you just type NIC in the CAD, you're not going to get Nicholas, NICH, right? Like how it spells. Mm-hmm. So it's just something I came about doing just to see if I can give him a little bit of a harder time.
It's a good idea.
So, what is your favorite game and game genre?
I would say my favorite game probably is Rainbow Six Siege, and that kind of leads me to my favorite genre of games is first-person shooter style games. Rainbow Six, just a lot of fun. You always got to stay on your toes and stay thinking about what you're doing in that game. I used to be big into Call of Duty back when I was a younger fella. My family didn't want to buy me a PlayStation or an Xbox, so they bought me a Wii. And
my god, what a war crime.
You can bet your ass I was playing the original Modern Warfare on the Wii. So, yeah.
Her unfortunate soul.
I know. The more modern Call of Duties they're not very good. I don't really like them that much, but I still enjoy the first-person shooter style games.
Wii even count as a console.
How do you like GTA 5? Like, what do you think of it as a whole? For the 10 plus years that you've been playing.
Were you asking that separate from the full question intentionally?
How do you like GTA 5? Oh, RP. I'm sorry.
No, because I'll answer
didn't say
both
that.
though. I'll answer both.
I mean, yeah.
I love GTA 5. I think it's a fantastic game. I'm a little pissed off that I've been playing it for 10 fucking years. That being said, it has kept me thus far. And when it comes to GTA 5 RP, so 5M and Silver Lining Roleplay community, fucking love it. Just a discussion the other day with Milos. You know, a lot of the hateful comments I get are, "Oh, roleplay is so cringy," and I'm like, "Fuck you! What do you go to the movie theater and watch, dude? What do you sit there at home, presumably all day long watching? It's TV.
Actors.
It's that is roleplay. That is nothing less than roleplay.
It's another form of television.
They just get paid millions of dollars, whereas Statui just donates to me millions of dollars. We're the same, okay? When I am role-playing, it is simply acting. And so I freaking love it. I get to go to work. I might come home stressed out by work or angry, or maybe I looked at my budget and I'm like, oh, damn, things aren't going great. But I get to sit down and I get to be the financially stable, not so cool-headed deputy Southall when I'm playing this game. So it's a lot of fun. It's a nice release. And I get to do shit that I couldn't do in real life. I mean, you don't see me driving 110 miles an hour with lights and sirens in real life. So I get to thoroughly enjoy doing that.
Yeah, it's just it's more fun playing this way as well. Like rather than like running around GTA Online, just fucking blowing the shit out of everything.
Yes.
I don't know. Dennis and I have a lot of fun flying in GTA 5.
It used to be fun.
It still is. Maybe we should all play some GTA 5.
But what I mean is, like in GTA 5 Online, it usually just ends up descending into like people killing each other.
Everybody grabbing their oppressors and just a war.
That's
just a war across the map.
Big Ben in the chat said certain roleplay can be cringy. You are absolutely correct about that.
Yes.
In which obviously that's how people see the roleplay we do is cringy, and that's again, it's fine that you have your own opinion. Your opinion's wrong. That's fine, but certain roleplay certainly can be kind of cringy.
That scared me. The bottom scared the shit out of me.
Gotcha, bitch.
No one's doing the door knock.
Foundation.
Yeah, right. The door knock. That and the airbags deploying fucking scared the bejesus out of me.
All right, I was just testing some other sounds there. The Stitsui Foundation. Here we go.
You are. You're not that young, but you're not that old. I'll give you that. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah. 25. I'm 25.
When did you start gaming?
Ooh, I don't know the age. I can tell ya, it was way back in the day. I still had a babysitter who I would go to their house before and after school. So, I mean, I was probably 6 or 7, maybe, if not, maybe right around the 6-year-old age. My parents had specifically told this caretaker, babysitter, whatever you want to call her, hey, we don't do video games in this house or guns. Well, I'll tell you what, she bought me my first gaming console and my first Nerf gun. So, my first gaming console was a GameCube, and probably the first game was, I think, Lego Star Wars, the old school, the original Lego Star Wars. And then shortly thereafter, Need for Speed Carbon, which are two of my favorite games of all time. But so yeah, it's been a long time.
Another RP or SLRP question. Would you rather drive an older FPIU or the newer one or the newest one?
You will constantly see me with the rotators. There's 2 reasons for that. One, I think the rotators look really nice. Mm-hmm. And the other reason is the 13 FPIU is specifically for the Deputy 3s. You can't get that at Deputy 2, whereas the Deputy 2 one is the newest one. So it sets you apart when you see it, you're like, hey, that's not a Deputy 2, it's a Deputy 3. So it doesn't matter much to anyone because the ranks don't really matter, but I like it just because it also is a seniority thing.
Mm-hmm. I honestly, I never really see anyone else using the rotator one much. It used to just be like you and Cameron, and that was it. And Cameron's not using no rotators anymore. So
exactly. No. The answer to the next question is fuck you and no. When is
What
the
are you
Crown Vic?
talking about?
When is the Crown Vic coming back? Apparently, it's not. So.
Oh.
That's it.
Unfortunately.
I quit.
I'd like to hand in my formal resignation towards the server.
Even though we are not cops.
I will never see those headlights pull up behind me ever again, and therefore I am sad.
I know. Loved it to death.
I'm gonna make that into a scene. Just a bunch of civs protesting outside the police station.
I got
We
you.
want the Crown Vic back.
I am
Oh
down.
my God. I'm looking at the chat real quick. I see Ben said that Patrick still uses the 2013. That's good. I've seen him in it once or twice. And Chili Mike in here talking about. He said. Let me see. He said, "Oh my God, I had a Nintendo and not with the 64 behind it." Oh goodness.
Jeez, I had a 3DO.
The what?
I don't even think a 3DO. It was, I think, the first console with like a disc.
Interesting.
Get in there, defend that Crown Vic, Dennis.
Oh, I know. The Crown Vic is old and dead. No, it shouldn't
And it's still
be.
one of the best vehicles ever.
That
made in
is
America.
what. That is. Embrace the fact that it's a fucking video game. Leave the Crown Vic in. Who cares if it's old and dead in real life? Have one thing that sets us aside.
The budget doesn't call for new vehicles.
Yep.
Leave the Crown Vics.
No new Tahoes, no Durangos, no Crown Vics. Mm-hmm.
It's just a pity that the vehicles aren't kind of the same as they were in GTA 4, where you could make some of them like backfire when they were taken off. That would have been perfect for the Crown Vic.
Oh,
Make it seem
absolutely.
like someone's been shot every time they're fucking taken off.
Get my watch off the charger. All right. Down with the Crown Vic. Oh my lord.
That was it for
reported.
No, I
Anytime
have
Crown Vic.
never driven a CVPI in real life, unfortunately. If you're about to tell me that they're terrible, I don't want to hear it. So many.
Okay, follow up to that. What is one car that should be added to any fleet, really, that you think should be added to any fleet here in the US that is not currently?
Where the fuck did that question come from?
My head, I was curious. I was like, I don't ever see a Nissan Rogue being a police car.
God.
They're in New York.
What the fuck?
Yeah. New York uses so many wild
Everything.
police cars.
Yeah.
Anything that they could put a light bar on has a light bar. Okay,
Yeah, the city, absolutely.
that's a hard one because I'm not a police officer, so I don't know what officers are going to find more useful. What would I think if I could just fucking A? I am running out of
You want a
brainwaves.
Hellcat? You want a Hellcat charger?
Yeah, let's say Hellcat charger. That'd be good for.
I'm gonna unmute to say one. I want to see how long it takes before we end up with a Tesla Cruiser because it's supposed to be California. And
That is true.
Oof, Jesus.
I don't know. I mean, they have the fastest acceleration of like anything on the earth. So like,
Fucking, you got a Hellcat fleeing from you, and the Tesla police car has passed it and is waiting ahead with spikes now.
No. See, the common misconception with Teslas is Teslas are quick. They're not fast.
I
That's
think
the thing.
they're still fast.
Zero.
though.
No,
they
the
will
high
they will
performance ones at least, which I know they wouldn't be the cop car version. But
but even so, they're quick from a dig. But when you do like 100 rolls, anything up past that, gas or combustion engines pretty much have it all day. They just
yeah,
don't
that
have.
might buy you the time you need to let some of the other cars catch up to the pursuit, though.
Oh,
Tesla can keep the
Mike,
initial
you-
eyes on.
Yeah.
Right.
You better be
Right.
quiet.
Yeah.
You're on thin ice here, looks like.
Someone said, he said, Mike, if you say that car again, you're going to get shot.
Oh, Jesus.
I think you're
I'm just
referring
saying,
to
it's
Chili Mike.
California.
I think
We
you're
don't
referring
decide
to
what
Chili
cars they
Mike,
get.
not you, Mike.
I'll tell you what. I would like to see a Subaru.
Oh, I was like, wow, I didn't know he felt that strongly about Teslas. I was like,
I would like to see a Subaru police car. So as someone who's driven
no.
as someone who's driven the
The
brand
Legacy?
new Subarus are fantastic cars. You can say what you want about the old ones or like STIs, But like your run-of-the-mill Subaru Legacy and Subaru Outback are factually fantastic cars. I think the Outback with the turbocharged engine would actually probably be a pretty
Oh, he
decent-
was talking about me. He does hate Teslas that much.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
well,
Oh well.
is what it is.
I mean, it's California, though. I mean, it's bound to happen eventually. There's already some towns in California I know have them in their fleet. So
LAFD has an electric fire truck. So
those things are a whole different beast, though.
I have no doubt.
Like the Rosenhauer electric fire trucks are crazy.
But all right, we can move on. I think the next. We're gonna start talking about military shit here. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are.
Christ.
Oh, it's a boat.
This is the last category of questions, though. I will continue to answer the live questions. We'll just open the floor at the end, but this is the last like official category. And I'm sitting here wondering why I haven't seen it change to military, because that's me. I have to click on that. I'm not looking at someone else's freaking.
Well, I don't know if this is going to be covered, but I might be going to sleep soon, so just fucking answer this one first. Why the Marines? Why not Army? Why not Navy? Why not fucking Air Force?
That
You
is
can do any of them.
That was the first
that is the
question.
first question. Why?
Well, I'm not. I say I just guessed that. I'm not looking at the sheet.
Yeah, he doesn't have access. He's not cool enough.
That's fine. So why the Marines? And I know for a fact I've at least got one chair for Air Force individual watching. But if you're gonna do something, do the best. Fucking A.
Ooh.
So is there? Hang on.
I'm fighting words.
I'm
words right there.
skimming ahead. Did anyone ask me what I did in the Marines? I don't think so. So
No.
okay, I'll tattle on myself. Yes, I was a United States Marine. I wore the dress blues. I wore the Marpat. Best time of my life. I was an administrator. The MOS is 0111, and it is personnel administrator. So my job was paperwork. I joined the fucking most awesome fighting force in the world, but I elected to sit behind a desk for 4 years and process paperwork. Promotions, awards, personnel tracking, files management, publications, a whole bunch of shit like that. So I never deployed. I never really did anything super cool. But if you want to like narrow it down and like nitpick it like that, if I was going to do personnel administration for any of the branches, I'm going to do it for the best fucking one. Also the best uniform. God damn. I mean, does anyone look at the Army and like, oh, your like weird all green outfit is so no, fuck no. You want to drop panties, you put on the fucking dress blues.
Can confirm.
Leon's got a follow up for you.
If you're the best, then why do you call us for backup? Air Force Special Force with the PJs? Are you referring to the PJs? Because I will say the PJs are pretty fucking badass. Well, I never personally had to call the Air Force for backup, and I'm not sure that anyone ever does. They might have to. I had a joke. I lost it. That being said, again, and most certainly the best uniform. But in the Marine Corps is a mostly self-sufficient entity. Yes, we do have to utilize the Navy's ships, but we have our own air wing, and we might need to call you for a bomber, but we're good everywhere else.
Well, you're about to contradict yourself.
Yes, indeed. Oh, okay. Yeah, the PJs are fucking badass. I'm not familiar with TAC-P or combat controllers, to be honest with you. You and I should chat later about that. All right. Let's go forth with the next question, Andy.
Right. So, if you could join any branch of the military, but you couldn't pick the Marines, what branch would you join?
The Air Force, because it's the easiest out you can get. I would probably do administration for the Air Force. I would love to go back to the Marines and continue doing personnel administration. Hey, we got a subscriber that just rolled in. What is up?
I like
Sony.
Mike Sanso. BS Force. There you go. That's what you go for.
That's just an extension of the Air Force. They don't even have spaceships yet. As soon as Space Shuttle Door Gunner becomes an MOS, I'm down. But until I can do that, probably just go to the old Air Force and do some personnel administration.
All right. So, what was basic training like for the Marines?
Dog shit? Is that an answer I can give? So that's the thing, though. Like,
Where'd you do it?
San Diego.
Mm.
So
Good follow-up question.
Yeah, so factually speaking, Marine Corps boot camp, I think we're the only branch that actually calls it boot camp. Everyone else, they do call it basic training. In Marine Corps boot camp, it is the longest. It is 13 weeks of entry-level training, followed up by, if you're infantry, you go to School of Infantry. If you are any other MOS, if you're not doing infantry, you go to MCT, which is Marine Combat Training, which is like a more expedited version of infantry training, just so you still know how to do all the infantry style work, just less in depth. So you can be useful in combat. So 13 weeks Marine Corps boot camp. It's been several years now since I've done that. Not that I don't remember it, but I mean, you're up early every day, you stay up late, you get screamed at constantly. It is like the movies, if you will.
Is that Private Pile?
Yeah. Oh God, bring food into the fucking squad bay. I dare you. It was crazy. You know, I can open that up a little more. Actually, does anyone have any specific questions about like boot camp? Like, I'm willing to chat about that for a little while. It is one of the cringiest things you can do once you're out of boot camp is to talk about boot camp. However, that is amongst other Marines. So if the chat has any questions about boot camp, or if any of the panel members here have questions about boot camp, I'd happy to answer. I can just tell you it's hell. It's not fun. It is actually legally considered brainwashing because it goes for 13 weeks. It is literally considered conditioning.
What do you find the hardest part about it?
The hardest part.
If you had to redo, if you were going back to do it, what would you be least looking forward to? You know, which part would just fucking kill you?
Oh God, the fucking running. You do 3 PFTs, which is physical fitness test, and that's the 3-mile run, pull-ups and crunches, and you have so many to do within a certain amount of time. And the 3-mile run, I just fucking hate. I cannot stand running, especially for 3 miles. So, like I said earlier, I would what I would have told myself in the past: hit the fucking gym, fat ass. Get out there and run. Strap on your running shoes, go fucking run. That's what I was dreading the most.
There are a few. Mike Satui says, "What are your thoughts on the Coasties? Uncle Sam's Canoe Club seems to be pretty badass with some of the stuff they do."
And who was that asked that question again?
Satui.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, well, just like Mamba said, they're actually not a branch of the military. They are an extension of the Department of Homeland Security. That being said, I do have one of my neighbors. He is a rescue diver for the Coast Guard. So he, in the middle of hurricanes and shipwrecks, jumps out of a fucking helicopter, grabs somebody, and gets fucking yeeted back up into a helicopter. They're just like every branch has their special teams. The fucking rescue swimmers, rescue divers, and the Coast Guard are fucking badasses, dude. He literally has been in the news for like, this Coast Guardsman saves people during a hurricane. It's a picture of him suspended on a rope out of a fucking helicopter, like holding on to people. So, I mean, absolute badasses. I think every branch does have their badasses.
Mm-hmm.
Skimming
Unfortunately,
down.
according to me, on 3 miles is nothing, so you're a bitch, Dennis.
I know. I hate running so much. You're right. You're right. I know.
Wait, Dennis, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Isn't the Coast Guard like sort of considered a branch because like sometimes if it's a war, then they're part of the DoD?
There was a change. I think it was during my time in, so between 2016 and 2020, they were literally just moved classes. They said, "Hey, you are no longer DoD, you are DHS now." So they used to be. I don't really know where they stand now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am reading through the questions though as well.
Well, I'm grabbing them and putting them in live questions.
Crap. Okay.
Phoenix said, "Did anyone wash out during your training?"
Yes. So even though I had shitty physical fitness, I still managed to make it through. Get a big old chunky sumbitch who his recruiters are the ones that failed him by letting him join. He got yeeted straight out within the first couple weeks. Dude was way overweight. He couldn't run. He couldn't lift. So He failed the first 2 fitness tests that were done, and they just said, dude, you're done. You got to go. I think he was recycled, so he was put back to like the first week of boot camp again. And then I honestly don't know what happened to him after that, because that wasn't my problem. And I have a great question. Or I have a great...
Gwade?
God damn it! Oh, fuck! No, I have a great answer to the next one from Chili Mike about did anyone die? I have been rambling at you guys for almost 2 hours now, so my brain waves are just not doing well. So I'll take that question. Did anyone die? No, but there were 6 platoons divided into 2 companies. I was in we didn't call them companies, we called them series. I was in the lead series, which is the first 3 platoons. Then there's the follow series, the last 3 platoons. The follow series had a recruit who they were screwing with the whole platoon at the chow hall in a sand pit. So the chow hall being the cafeteria, if you will. And it's just a big old pit of sand outside. They were having them do a bunch of they were all running in formation, 4 rows of people just running. They kept having them run around in circles. Well, one kid trips, and he jammed the muzzle of his M16 into his eye socket. So he trips, butt of the rifle hits the sand, and he just comes straight down on it, puts the muzzle through his eyeball, poked his brain, as I recall.
Thank you. Thanks for that image.
You're welcome. He's now on 100% VA disability for the rest of his life. So they just said, hey, we're sorry. You're done. Goodbye. Here's some good pay for the rest of your life. But yeah. Yeah. No one died, but someone was permanently disabled.
What, did he lose the eye? Sometimes people can actually...
no, yeah. He lost the motherfucker.
Ugh,
possibly some brain matter as well.
And then I came up with a few extra. What were you feeling when you hit the top and you got your EGA?
I didn't cry. Almost cried. I mean, there's no better feeling. Sydney, where is my EGA? Can you achieve it for me real quick?
I sure can.
Oh god, I did the cringiest piece of shit. I gave my EGA to my wife to hold on to. As some crappy, oh, I love you so much. Hold on to the thing that means the most to me. Standing there receiving my EGA after the Crucible, after the previous 12 weeks of absolute living hell. It is all that I had ever wanted. I think I had established by about 8 years old that being a Marine is what I wanted to do. And you can sit there and you can talk, oh, all you did is administration. But fuck you, I earned the title. I hold that title near and dear to my heart. And it's one of those things that every day of my life I spend thinking, if this ends up in the news title is not going to be local person, it's going to be Marine. That is one of the things that once you're a Marine forever. And you are always held to that standard. Whether I'm still in wearing a uniform or not, I hold myself to the standard. So act like a fucking Marine every day. Be a good person-ish. Be honest. Hold yourself accountable for your actions, all that sort of good stuff. So, like I said, I had established this is what I wanted to do since I was 8 years old, and I finally achieved it. I was standing there saying, yes, this is me. I've done it. And I was waiting for Sydney to bring in my EGA so I can show you guys. It actually is just it's a piece that you put on a uniform. You don't ever put this one on a uniform. But it's handed to you by a drill instructor. It is the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor. It is the insignia of the United States Marine Corps. And that signifies at the top of this stupid fucking mountain that you have to climb up. They come by, they hand you the EGA. That signifies you are no longer a recruit. You are now a United States Marine. So it's a very powerful moment. And while she achieves that, I can keep reading through the comments here. And I love that Ben referenced the Go Fasters. Marines are stupid by nature. And in boot camp, we didn't call your running shoes. They were called your Go Fasters. So when you're getting ready for PT, you take your boots off, strap on the Go Fasters. Didn't call pens. We called them ink sticks. Again, because we're too stupid to comprehend the word pen. It's ink and it's a stick. It's an ink stick. Or several other stupid ass fucking things we call them. Fantastic question coming from Mamba. 2 of them actually. Isn't it true that Marines cannot go off base anywhere in their greens? Yes. The Marpat, like combat uniform, your combat utilities. So it used to be tan, like desert and woodland. We actually only wear the woodland now. You cannot go off base in your camis. Abso-fucking-lutely not. You will get your fucking neck ringed by some senior NCO that's out on town that sees you. We are straight up prohibited from doing that. You can wear almost any other dress uniform off base. You can wear the green on green PT uniform, but those the camouflage utilities stay on base. With like a few tiny exceptions, like I lived off base for a while. And so I would not wear civilian clothes to base and then change. I would put on my utilities, walk from my front door to my car, drive to base, and then you're good. But you can't swing by the store, can't stop at the gas station, can't even get out of your car. You got to get straight to base wearing those utilities. And we do roll our sleeves during a certain part of the year. It's based on daylight savings. So during the when you fall back during the winter months, the sleeves are all the way down. During the summer months, when you spring forward, sleeves are up. And the sleeves are to be rolled so tight that they essentially cut off circulation. And even though you're taking an entire sleeve worth of like material, they shouldn't be more than like this thick. Like you keep them as thin as possible. Every time you roll them, you have to iron them. It's fucking ridiculous. The sleeve rolling was I hate it. Sydney did it for me. I hated rolling sleeves.
I have a question.
Sure.
Did you move my camo or I guess cheetah print eyeglasses case?
So Sydney has lost my EGA. No, I did not move them. I have no idea where it is. Okay, well we'll see if we can find the EGA. If not, it is what it is. I will find it. What inspired me to be a Marine? I believe that is a question. Yes, it's already a question. I will answer that one in turn. I think that's all.
All right, you ready for this next one?
No,
Yep.
There's one last live one.
Oh,
What's the last live one I missed?
Do you have any, or did you ever get your ass beat while in boot camp?
No, they're not allowed to do that anymore. Nope. Yes.
You didn't.
No, I
Yes, you did.
I got into a fight. The last night. So you're already Marines. You finished the Crucible. You're literally just waiting for graduation. There was, on the last night, they called them rain room rumbles. And so literally what we called the shower room was a rain room. And because again, stupid. Couldn't comprehend it's a shower. It's water from the wall. It's rain. So some guy wanted to call me out for, being slow and fat and all this other shit. So he was trying to get my attention as I was trying to go to sleep. There's no more drill instructors in the squad bay. It's just us fucking turds. And he's trying to get my attention. So I was on the top bunk. He jumped up and slapped the back of my head. And I was like, dude, just get the fuck out of here. He kept trying to get my attention. So I rolled over from my bunk and I gave him a solid right hook to the jaw. He responded by jumping up and giving me a fucking jab right to the left eye. And so I graduated boot camp, not with a black eye, but the entire eye was filled with blood. So one of my eyes was just solid red. And it was wonderful because my parents had just seen me the day before for family day, and I looked fine. The next day on graduation, I walked over, I took the blues cover off, and there's just this fucking eye just covered in blood. It was fucking hilarious. I also had pink eye, because when you go to boot camp, you get pink eye. Don't ask me how.
Someone farted on your face when you were asleep.
I think they do that to you intentionally, but everybody gets pink eye in boot camp. You just do. You also don't get erections. Don't ask why. You just don't. Nobody does. It's fucking wild.
How did you verify that?
Trust me, you don't. Department of the Navy, don't forget.
You were going around the bunks just checking everyone for tents, yeah?
Well, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, that's what you have to do. It's part of the duty on Firewatch at night. You go around, check for erections, okay? That's what you do.
I do have a lot of cheetah print things. I have a purse that's cheetah print. Okay.
So super embarrassing answer to a live question on what's my opinion of John Basilone. The answer is fucking absolute badass. The embarrassing part of that is I'm currently having to review his awards right now because although I know exactly who you're talking about, I cannot remember the specifics. I know that he came from the Army to the Marines. I think if I'm remembering correctly, he's the one that stayed awake all night and killed a bunch of fucking Japanese combatants. I will have to go out and PT myself into the ground for forgetting details about John Basilone. Yeah, no, don't even. I know Chili Mike was a Marine, as I recall, so I don't want to hear it. It's been years.
He was deployed to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba in August 1942. He took part in the invasion of Guadalcanal. In October, he and the 2 machine gun sections under his command held off an attack by a numerically far superior Japanese force. He was one of only 3 Marines in that group to survive. His actions at Guadalcanal earned him the Medal of Honor. Killed in action in February 1945 on the first day of Iwo Jima.
So we're clocking this one mortared.
After he single-handedly destroyed an enemy blockhouse and led a Marine tank under fire safely through a minefield. Yeah.
They don't make them like they used to.
He died at 28.
Yeah, at 28 years old, he'd already achieved a Medal of Honor, killed more people than had probably been born within the year that he was born. I remember the specific stuff, but the machine gun emplacement, he was surrounded and literally just throughout the night just was machine gunning people down, running ammo between the machine gun points. It was impressive. If you guys have not done any just reading up on history, don't just read about World War II or Korea. Find an article about, let's say, World War II. When you see a name like John Basilone, click on that fucking link. Go read about the people and what they did. You can read about World War II. You would know that the Holocaust happened. You would know about Pearl Harbor. You'd know that we nuked Japan. That's great. Go read about some of the fucking actual no-shit war heroes that lived and died during that time. It is some of the most interesting stuff you can read.
There's a really good documentary with a lot of stories like that. There's it's called Ken Burns' The War. So it's one of those Ken Burns ones. It's really fucking long and detailed and shit. Got loads of war stories from World War II. And then there's a Vietnam War one as well. With, loads
I found it.
Like
oh, let me have it.
Come get it.
Okay.
I watched that shit. It was good. There's a lot of good stories from one group of soldiers, and they're army ones. I think it's the 442nd in World War II. They were made up of Japanese Americans out of internment camps and stuff who still signed up to fight. Were sent to Europe and were the most decorated squad of the whole war.
There was another one that I had. Did you have any fun stories that you tell when you talk about boot camp? And the one in particular is the showers.
Yes, that is correct. Sorry, I was actually off grabbing I got shafted on my going away gift. You always do a plaque for anyone who leaves the unit. Mine's an ammo can, so I definitely got shafted. I was going to read some of the quotes off of it at some point.
Well, I mean, you did leave in the middle of when COVID had shut everything down.
True.
So I think those businesses just were not operating in the capacity to, create that. But the ammo cans, it's nice.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. And Ben reminded me another thing there about John Basilone, that he did not have to fight anymore. I recall I had read that recently, and he still said, no, I want to go back. I want to go fight. And as I recall, that's actually the saddest part, because had he not gone back to serve, he would have survived. He was killed on his first deployment back. They were like, hey, you're all done. That's the end of your service. He said, no, I want to go fight. They're like, all right, bet you can, it's Guadalcanal, I think you said. And they're like, bet you can go. And Iwo Jima, that's right, is killed on his first deployment within a short time of getting to Iwo Jima. That being said, this is my Eagle Globe and Anchor that y'all can see on camera now. This is what was handed to me at the end of the Crucible on top of, oh my God, why am I forgetting the name of the mountain now? I'm a bad Marine, apparently.
10 push-ups.
Oh my God, I know I'm going to owe that to myself. The Reaper. The top of the Reaper is the name of that fucking mountain you climb. And then apparently I gave Sydney one of my my Lance Corporal chevrons as well.
Because I was there when you got fucking Corporal.
That's right. This probably was on my uniform at that time. I did get out as an E4, which is a corporal. For most branches, as I recall, E4 is not a non-commissioned officer. Y'all wait until sergeant to respect somebody. But in the Marines, E4 is a corporal, and that is a non-commissioned officer. I was actually the non-commissioned officer in charge of my work section, which I took a lot of pride in. But
you gave your mom your corporal chevrons when she left, when she moved.
Yeah, I took those off of my uniform. I have my uniform in the attic, but the last uniform that I had worn, I took the chevrons off and gave them to my mother when she moved back to Ohio. But
she was heartbroken that she had to leave.
Yeah, I know. So I'm sorry. There was another question, was like memorable or like story about boot camp. And yeah, no, probably that one.
I love hearing this story.
Excuse me. Wait, which one?
The showers.
Oh, you just mean
you guys
about
getting? I don't know. Was that boot camp?
Oh no, that was not boot camp. Oh, shit in the showers.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Great story.
Right away.
While I may not have deployed, I did go to a couple of field exercises. I was sent out to, oh my God, it wasn't ITX. It was the other semi-annual training event. Sent me out to Yuma, Arizona to work out of a tent for like 2 weeks for no fucking reason. So we get out there, we get to freaking field exercise in Yuma, set up our tent. It's the first night. We got there like noon. We're all set up. We're getting ready to go to bed. Probably 2,100 hours or so. And this sergeant comes into the tent and just, everyone get your fucking asses outside. I'm like, oh, I've been here for 5 minutes and something's fucked. So we get outside. We all get in formation. And the sergeant gets in front of the section of Marines. And he's like, I can't remember what he said verbatim, but he pretty much is cuts right to the chase. Said, someone took a shit in the fucking showers. And I mean, you know, you're in formation, you gotta be professional, but like you can tell that people are already like laughing. And turns out there were 8 field showers, so it's just like a stall with fucking hose running to it. And it turns out that somebody had taken a shit, most likely picked it up, and placed it into the soap holder.
Oh my God.
They thought it was funny. They thought that was funny. So
I think it's funny.
Turkey in the urinal, okay?
Yeah, pretty much. And so what happens is this sergeant, just doing his sergeantly duties, is like the whole back squad of Marines go down there and fucking clean the showers. Presumably shit still in the fucking soap holder. So it's me. It was all me and the Marines that had just shown up that day. None of us had time to take a fucking shower. It's not our shit. Literally. So we start walking down there, and I believe it was Gunnery Sergeant Soroki. Gunny Soroki catches us on our way down there, and he's like, where are you fucking going? Probably thinking we're heading down to grab a shower. And someone tells him, like, Gunny, we're going down to clean the shit in the shower. And he's like, didn't you guys just get here? We're like, yeah. And the only time that justice was ever truly served in the Marine Corps, he's like, no, fuck that shit. Go back. Go back to bed. You guys are not going to go clean it. So they sent some other Marines down there who presumably had to pick up some other Marines' shit. And then what they ended up doing for the rest of the field X is, instead of the showers facing outboard, so you don't have to look at each other, they faced all the showers inboard, took away the curtains, and limited you to, he's probably 60 seconds in the shower. So it's one thing in boot camp that you see a bunch of dicks. It just is what it is. Once you hit the fleet, unless you're deployed, you really don't have to look at any more dicks. Well, I did. And that wasn't very fun, because now I'm not just looking at the dick of some Marine. I'm now looking at the dick of my corporal, who I have to then 2 weeks from now look at in a normal work environment from Monday to Friday. So it gets fucking weird. But yeah, that's probably one of my all-time favorite stories. It's the funniest. It reminds you that being in the military, whether deployed, not deployed, whatever, it is a totally different environment. You know, no one here has to worry about going to work on Monday and seeing their coworker's dick. You did. Fucking A. Oh, and all the urinalyses.
Excuse me, Dennis. You do not know my life.
Okay, that's fair. That being said, all the urinalyses as well. Someone has to watch you piss in a cup. So yeah, you got. You know what? Never mind. In the Marine Corps, you do have to look at dicks a lot, or have your dick looked at. Moving on to a non-dick topic. We'll wrap up these military questions. I'll see if I have any really good quotes on this going away present. We'll go from there. Andy, next question.
All right. What was your favorite flavor of crayon?
Red. Next question.
All right. Favorite story from your time eating crayons in the Marines?
Well,
we covered that one, yeah.
All right.
My turn. Oh, I did the wrong thing. What was the most interesting war or battle in the history of the Marine Corps?
Thank you for recalling the fact that I'm a bad Marine. It didn't have anything on hand to answer that. Couldn't even remember one of our most famous Marines. Quite possibly the Frozen Chosen. My dyslexia is getting me. In Korea. And as I recall, I'm just Googling the name of a couple of people that were in that. But so in essence, Chosen Reservoir in Korea, just a complete and utter shithole in Korea. Everything's frozen. Marines are surrounded, and they are planning to move to a fallback position. And the whole Marines don't retreat sort of thing comes into play. And some of these Marines are telling their leadership, like, no, we don't want to fucking retreat. Absolutely not. We're going to stand our ground and fight when the enemy has the high ground and vastly outnumber you. And give me a second.
Marine levels of smarts right there.
Give me 1 second. I feel bad that I again have to Google this. It just makes me feel like I'm a piece of shit Marine. So in boot camp they cram you full of this knowledge, and then you just have to try to remember it the best you can. So Battle of Chosen Reservoir.
There is a book called The Frozen Chosen. The 1st Marine Division in the Battle of the Chosen Reservoir. It is written in a first-person point of view by a veteran. I'm just trying to see. He also did a few different books about like Aces of the 78th Fighter Group, Osprey and Air Combat, the Pacific War Saga.
Hearts.
I think it's Andy.
Yeah.
God, someone should be, because I'm literally putting on display that I'm bad at fucking Marine Corps history.
I'm not doing
So, it was Oliver P. Smith had said, when he was faced by his Marines, who said we didn't want to retreat. He's the one that said, we are not retreating. We are attacking in a different direction. So when I think back to Marine Corps history, that is certainly one of the most inspirational battles, is that against all other odds, the Marines still fucking won. We literally were outnumbered. It's not Vietnam where we did lose. It's fucking Korea. That is a W with a little asterisk that says we should have nuked North Korea. But against literally all other odds, the Marines still came out on top. So I will have to reread a lot of Marine Corps history. I was doing it the other day at work, like maybe 2 months ago. I was reading through historical Marine Corps battles from like the Marines.gov website, because that's just how goofy I am. But
I think you may have already answered this one. What inspired you to become a Marine?
My inspiration to become a Marine, twofold. So I had mentioned previously caretaker or babysitter. They're more like family, so I consider her my aunt, and her husband, who, you can say is my uncle, he was a Marine, as I recall it, in Korea. Did not have any combat experience. However, he was still a Marine. And just growing up and seeing how he acted, again, pretty similar to my dad, albeit he was a good bit older than my dad. But he was a very righteous person. In my eyes, did no wrong. Spent a lot of time with him. He was courageous and stood by his actions and always did what he had to do. So he was just he was a big part of a shape of my childhood. And when I found out that he was a Marine, I was like, well, damn, if I can become like him by doing that, I guess I have to fucking do it. And then aside from that, as you compare all the branches side by side again, Marines are the best. Got the best uniforms. So.
Who is your biggest inspiration, or who was your biggest inspiration while you were in the military?
Sergeant Jane Storch. I'd be embarrassed if she ever found her way over here to have me ranting and raving about her, but she was not an administrator by trade. She got put into the position to do administrative work, just because she drew the short end of the stick. I dropped my AGA. Hang on. I'm back. I found it. It's on the floor. Ooh, covered in dog hair. Nice. Alrighty. Anyway. So again, by trade, she was a communications Marine. She had deployed. She had combat experience. She was, I think, shorter than Sydney. She might have stood closer to 5'1" or 5'2".
She was shorter than me.
Yeah. However, I'm convinced that she could have not only beat my ass, but could have beaten the ass of any other Marine in the fucking unit. She was very inspirational. She had great leadership. She can deal with you like a Marine. She could deal with you like a human being, which is not something that a lot of Marines possess the skill to do. That sometimes she would take off the hat that said Sergeant, and she could be like, let's just talk. Why are you being a piece of shit? It probably has something more to do than just the fact that you're a Marine. So, like, is everything okay at home? She was the one that stood by me through my divorce and helped me out dealing with all of that. Accepted the fact that I was married after my divorce within 10 days. She also gave me the most inspirational quote that I use on a day-to-day basis. Pardon me. Sorry, a lot of burps coming up for some reason. But I recall she gave me a really shitty assignment I didn't want to do, and she could see the look on my face. And she said, listen, you can do it, or you can do it mad, but you're going to do it. And for some reason, that just took heart with me. And literally every day when I wake up, say for the gym or something at work I don't want to do, I tell myself, you can do it or you can do it mad, but you're going to do it. Just kind of got to live life like that. And I did tack on my own little piece to that when I consider it. And what I say is that sometimes you have to do it mad. You might not like that you have to do something, but you're going to do it. And you might have to do it mad. It sucks, but just go fucking do it. Who cares? It will be over eventually. But I believe
that was the last question. I did post in photos and media the pictures of all of your pets if you wanted to go view them from the Discord. You can talk about those, and then you can go over your quotes from your other Marines on your ammo can, and that is it.
I see a ferret. What the fuck?
Not a lot of good ones. I think there's only one really good one here. So there's actually a fairly famous Marine Corps, like, I don't even know what you call him, like a sketch artist, if you will, whatever, something like that. He does comics. I had no idea who he was. He was just someone who famously did comics about the Marine Corps. He goes by, it's a Sketches World. I'm actually going to see if I can get a link to him real quick. So, trying to find it. I think I can just link his Instagram, might be the best way. There, Sketches World on Instagram right there, coming into the chat. So, yeah, he's got like 14,000 followers. So, you know, I think a lot of military folks know him, or at least know of the stuff that he does. And turns out I had just done this promotion warrant for this sergeant who was getting promoted to staff sergeant. And he, Sketch ended up posting a picture of the promotion warrant shortly thereafter. And of course, he hid his name because he didn't want anyone to know who he was. But I was like, dude, that's our unit. That's our commanding officer. We only promoted one sergeant to staff sergeant. Son of a bitch, you're kidding me. Literally just DM'd him on Facebook. And I was like, dude, are you sketch? Like, is that you? And I don't think he responded. I think he just sent a smiley face. But he actually sketched a comic for me. And it's two Marines talking to each other. One of the Marines being the administrator. I'm going to drop this, I just know it. The dude with S1 on his forehead is the administrator. But he says, your life isn't even that bad. And he said, the administrator said every day is eternal torture. But then his quote to me, be good, don't get AIDS. So that's probably one of my favorite things that I've got. Yeah, I got a couple things in this ammo can. Nothing really super cool. I think it's just my cover. Yeah. My cover, which is smashed to shit and doesn't look very good. Got a couple of dress uniform corporal chevrons. My martial arts belt, and then I've actually got... I had collected rank insignias from folks that had inspired me during my time in. And just go through these real quick. Not that anyone actually asked me to. But kind of cool. This lieutenant, his name is Lieutenant Britt. He was our administration officer for a while. The dude's just too fucking smart. He applied to law school as he was getting ready to get out of the Marine Corps, and he was accepted to Harvard, Yale, and Brown, all of which accepted specifically to their law school. He ended up...
Brown is the color of poo.
Why do I keep you here? So I have one of his rank insignias, the silver shiny bar. So I think that's pretty cool. I think he ended up going to Yale for law school, which is pretty cool. Two of my corporals, I have their previous rank of Lance Corporal, which is pretty cool. The top one for Corporal Mendoza. The bottom one is actually like a third generation one. My corporal gave it to... I don't even know how to explain this if you don't know who I'm talking about, but my first ever corporal, once I hit the fleet, he was my first corporal. He gave his Lance Corporal chevron to another junior Marine who ended up getting promoted to corporal, and he became my second corporal, if that makes any sense, after the first one left. But anyway, so he passed that chevron down to me as well. It ended with me. I kept it. I have a corporal chevron from that first corporal, my first ever, leader, Corporal Sanchez. And then I have another one of the rank insignias from Lieutenant Britt. Got a couple more of these. I have a corporal chevron from one of my staff sergeants back when he was corporal. Got one from a pretty badass Marine who was actually a part of the Marine Corps marksman team. So, not only does the Marine Corps just every Marine's a rifleman, but we have a specific, competition shooting team. So I have a set of captain's bars from him. I got a gunnery sergeant insignia from one of my previous gunnery sergeants. And then a sergeant's chevron from Sergeant Storch. So I keep all of these. They're just a constant reminder of the folks that I have worked with and learned with during my time in the Marine Corps. Kind of helps me embody the good shit they did and also the bad shit. Learn from, maybe one or two of them was a bad leader. So you take the shit that they did poorly and you improve on it yourself. But that is what sits in my my little box. I've got a whole shelf of Marine Corps shit behind me that I won't bother grabbing for everybody right now. I got a couple of K bars up there. I have my promotion warrant, some challenge coins.
You can take a picture and post it in photos and media.
I can do that. But anyway, that will conclude today's questions.
Not even
going to
show the pictures?
Oh my goodness, do I have to? Oh, that's right. I can just show you guys Discord.
That's what I said.
I know. I'm thinking it through. So this is my handsome boy, Peter. Love this cat to death. This is Lily. Like I said, I have an all-black cat. She's something. Special. Maeve, who y'all got to see firsthand here. This is Thunder. This is the most recent Greyhound that my parents owned, which means I owned as well. He passed away Christmas of 2021.
Literally like the day before Christmas.
Yeah, that was pretty hard on the family. This is Thunder back before he was old. You can see he's got a black snout instead of well, I guess he does here, so he's whitening around the sides a little bit. This is Nikki. She was a foster dog. We used to foster greyhounds on their way out of the racing career before they were adopted, like as a full-time family pet. And then Jackson, he was kind of like mine. Every dog kind of gravitates to their one person, and I was his. These are all back during high school. This is Joey, another greyhound. This was my dad's dog for sure. A couple of Jackson coming up here. I love this dog. He had some cool colors. He had this one weird ear that was always folded over. So as you...
It's like Maeve.
Yeah. Y'all can see like the greyhounds, for the most part, their ears go like back. His ear was always folded over to the front. These are some fucking weird looking dogs. But he was a cute boy. I liked him. That is Bella. We also lost her last year as well. Cute little ferret. My mom's ferrets. This is Buddy, spelled in some manner that's just stupid as shit.
Buddee.
Yeah.
Udee.
I don't know. Don't let my mom name animals. And then the last one is Beth. Fun story about Beth. She contracted a very, very serious ferret illness. I don't really know how to explain it better than that. It's called DIM, apparently.
DIM.
And it pretty much is a guaranteed death sentence for ferrets. This little ferret somehow managed to overcome it. She ended up in the vet's office several times. She's very ill. She wouldn't eat. My dad and Sydney ended up feeding her out of little syringes for months. And we all honestly thought it was just a matter of time before she just died. But somehow pulled through, survived, and is more active now than she was before. And it's a really cute little story. I love her.
So DIM in ferrets, it is called disseminated idiopathic myofasciitis.
Did you just call the ferret an idiot?
It
sounds like it.
Maybe IDO,
right?
But it is a severe inflammatory disease that primarily affects skeletal, smooth, and cardiac muscles and surrounding connective tissues. It is a autoimmune condition. It literally causes inflammation in her joints, in her muscles. She could not. She's only a pound, right?
Yeah.
She's
if
small.
Even that.
She was a baby. She could not hold herself up. She could not walk. She could not crawl to her water bowl. She could not crawl to eat.
Yeah.
And she was just tired all the time. And one of the sad things was that both of my in-laws, they were kind of afraid of hurting her when giving her fluids because they had to essentially put an IV in her. And for doing it in an animal, you have to pinch the back of their neck. For an animal this small, pinch the back of their neck and put an IV in that way. They were just so afraid to do it because she was so small, but she needed it in order to survive. So for months, I was having to play vet when I got home from work.
Yeah. Feed
her with a syringe and then put an IV in her and give her 8 ounces of fluid, by a very tiny tube. And it was kind of sad.
Oh yeah, it's heartbreaking.
She pulled through. She didn't, ever feel it never felt like she was giving up on herself. She was fighting for it.
That the ferret fought harder than a lot of people do. Even non-ill people. I mean, good God.
Yeah, but she started, moving around more. We took like a ball pit and let her lay in it when it was playtime because they still need some mental the word I'm thinking of?
Stimulation.
Stimulation. So she needed something other than just laying in her bed all day. But sooner or later, after we got Buddy, the one Dennis had shown previously, she started moving around. It was crawling, if anything, but she slowly started walking again. And it was, by the time his parents moved, she was running around so fast.
Back to normal.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, we're just a hair over 2.5 hours. So this concludes the Q&A. I believe that I have answered all of. I may have missed one or two, but I think I answered all of the questions. So, again, just a massive shout out. I did it right before we started, but a massive shout out to the financial supporters of the channel, which Statui has done way, way more than I could have ever asked for someone to do financially. And then there's Oxide, Ben, Patrick, Justin, Piero, and Andy have all donated to the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Simultaneously, another shout out to all of the moderators. A good handful of them here tonight. Andy, Sydney, Milos, Sean, Mike, or Statui, also a moderator. Michael, Ben, Ramon, Kyle, and John. All are fantastic. I would not be here doing as well as I am without you guys taking the time to stop by the live streams, help me out with the, couple of little unruly individuals, spending the time to throw up the commands to remind people to subscribe at the merch store, all that awesome stuff. You guys are just freaking fantastic, and I could not have asked for a better group of folks to get the opportunity to hang out with and to do this with. So with your guys' continued support, I will continue to do this. And I actually forgot a donor, and I'm going in to find their info right now because I remember I got a really good tip from somebody, and I realized I didn't say their name. Hang on.
I don't know about you, but I am starving.
I am starving as well.
No Christian chicken for you.
I guess we'll just have to deal with Popeyes or something.
Oh my God, I cannot remember who it was. So Redevil Gamer is the name it came in under, and I cannot remember who that is. It was the most embarrassing way I had to go through finding out who that was. It wasn't.
I recognize that.
It wasn't Justin, right?
I remember that type of name.
Yeah, well, see, this is just so embarrassing. I mean, okay, so Redevil Gamer being, the name they donated under, and just the fact that I can't remember who that is now is just really embarrassing to me.
Didn't you say it was Shane or something?
No, I don't think it was.
No.
I don't recall.
Well, I remember it happening on your live stream.
Yeah, well,
Shane is Devil Knight.
Yeah. Well, it was a $50 donation.
Yeah,
it's a $50 donation coming from him, which is massive. So, yeah, as always, thank you to all of the folks that have supported me financially and to my moderators. And I think it'll be a ways off, but I think the next Q&A sort of live stream will probably be at the 5,000 subscriber mark. Just because I'm not going to do it every 1,000 subscribers, because we're already halfway to 2,000, and I just can't do this every 2 weeks. So it's been an absolute pleasure.
Questions to ask you for that.
God, I hope there's not, because y'all have asked a lot of questions so far. It's been a pleasure to do it. I really am looking forward to the next one. So don't get me wrong. When you all have questions, take note. I would love to have them for the next live stream. But I am going to call this the end of the stream. As always, thank you to everybody that came out here. I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow night for SLRP on Patrol. And yeah, freaking awesome, guys. I'll see everybody next time.